good? What's good? In the Skybound, not the Energon universe. Okay, so this is GI Joe has two universes going on right now continually in the comic world. And Skybound Image Comics, they've got Robert Kirkman, the guy does Invincible and Walking Dead and all that. He's doing the Energon universe, which is a shared universe between Transformers and a GI Joe team that hasn't quite formed yet, right? So it's loose characters that haven't really met yet, and they're sort of meeting. It's like an origin story, and but kind of like a different version. So you've got Duke is one title, Cobra Commander is another title. We got Destro and Scarlet titles coming soon, but Duke is just ending. But in the separate universe, we're going to talk about that in a second. But in the separate universe, the main GI Joe, the non-Energon, the non-shared with Transformers, just the mainline GI Joe comic number 304, right? That's where they're at. It's a separate universe that has nothing to do with the Energon shared Transformer universe. And they're both really phenomenal. You have to read both. I would not recommend one of the over the other. They're both just, if you're a G.I. Joe fan, you got to read both. Larry Hama putting his foot off in American and G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, number 304. And like I said, it's already out. I got it somewhere around here, but it's not, it's hiding. But Image is also putting out I guess they already put it out, the uncolored variant. Lots of great variants with this one, but at this time, Skybound has shared 3 fully lettered preview pages at the time, but of the new Scarlet and the new Destro books and all of that. But this 304 cover is crazy, but yeah, the IDW publishing era of G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, came to an end with number 300, right? If you were following that whole
wait, Spartan
series.
Spartan 300 or different 300?
No, issue number 300.
Oh, man. All right, cool. Hey, bro, I'm trying to keep up. Like, I don't know a lot, so definitely elaborate, bro.
No, so IDW published G.I. Joe for years, and G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero was the title of the comic. It ended with issue number 300 back in 2022. Then Image / Skybound, their new publishing company, Images, got the rights and kicked off in November 2023, basically a year later, with issue number 301. But it was also issue 1, if you follow. Okay, so Larry Hama is back at the helm, the original guy who wrote G.I. Joe, the original writer, the creator, and G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, number 302 and 303 came right out respectively, also known as number 1 or number 2 and number 3. Now issue number 304, aka number 4 of the new continuation. Skybound and Image recently announced that G.I. Joe, Real American Hero 301 and 302 would be getting third printings because they're extremely popular. Issue number 303 would be getting a second printing, and the new batches are due to arrive. They're probably already in the shops. Issue number 305 is probably on the no, issue 305 is actually out. You can probably just came out. The sneak peek of 306 actually just came out. So but yeah, man, it's definitely a series that I would recommend, but just sort of killing time waiting on everybody to arrive.
Hey, okay, so hey, look, I wanted to ask you about that. Have you seen the new Invincible, the next episode? Have you seen the next episode yet? Ooh, no. All right. So I am digging the relationship between Mark and Amber. I know a lot of people have a lot of hate, but that's a powerful couple right there. And there's something that happens.
How did you get to Invincible?
Oh, my bad. I thought we were waiting for people.
My bad. I thought you thought I said something about Invincible. Nah, man, go ahead.
Yeah, like, have you seen it? Have you seen the new Anyway, so you gotta check out the episode because we were talking about
the last one,
yeah, we were talking about the scene between Mark and old girl and what happens, within. I think they did it good, bro. They left the part out, but they still left that I am way more powerful than you, and I can snap your girl's neck with like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they put go ahead.
No, it's just Invincible lately. I don't know. This second season, I don't know if you want to get me started on Invincible. I'm not happy with it, not even a little bit. I'm kind of not happy with Invincible right now, cause they hyped us up, bro. They made us wait like 2 years, and they told us the animation's gonna be better and the art's gonna be better. And I don't know how many levels it dropped, but it dropped dramatically. It's way worse than it ever was. It's like one of the worst looking shows I've ever seen in today's era, and they're hyping it as like supposed to look so much better, and they took all this extra time to make this show look so great. And I'm like, where did it go? And then they even did a joke about it in the show, making fun of it. It's like, I don't know, but it's just okay. But that's not my biggest gripe. Like, I can deal with it not looking spectacular, but the story, I don't give a shit about these people on Earth. And dude, go to space. Do what the comics do, and go to the real characters, man. Because these, the fake Justice League guys running around, like, that story is really tired. Like, we should have been past that, man. We should be on to some Viltrumite shit. We should be in space doing other stuff, man. I feel like they're dragging their ass on the story, and I don't know. But I'm interested to see what Omni-Man's books are going to show us. That's interesting as fuck if they get into that, because remember, he found his books, right? The novels that he wrote, and because he's an author. But we found out that those novels were basically just retellings of real shit that happened that he experienced or saw, and he just changed the names and made it a fiction sci-fi novel, but it's all real. So that'll be interesting if they get into that. That I thought was a cool thing. But it's been slowly setting up the Viltrumite War story arc, and I really want to get there, please, with Alan the Alien, Thaddeus, the coalition of planets preparing to war against the Viltrum Empire. And they have struggled to take on, like, the invincible alien race, but the tides are turning in their favor. I think Mark Grayson has finally started to discover some of the weaknesses of the Viltrumites in this season. And then thanks to Omni-Man's sci-fi books.
Hey, real quick, Rad Art in Comics says Omni-Man and Battle Beast team up. I didn't see that recently. Like, if they team up, I want to see that. Battle Beast and Omni-Man team up?
Yeah, he's talking about, that's what he's talking. He's talking about, yeah, like, we need to get to that. We need to get to shit like that. Yeah, the good stuff. Stu Dog, what's good, man?
What's up?
What's good, my brother? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Black Heroes Club?
Good, man. Relaxing, at peace, my brother. It feels so good to be at peace. The calm before the storm, though, right?
I mean, well, yeah. You always got a bunch of kids running around there, man. I get it. I get it.
That's not my gripe. I like that when they run around, they're real cool. It's just things are going really good, and it's just,
if you say that now, wait till they become teenagers.
Man, like, look, Wifey and I were talking about having another kid, right? A little girl, right? And I was like, once they hit 13, I don't want no more kids. Like let's have kids now while we have kids around, right? But once you hit 13, like, I don't want no more kids. I'm good.
You don't want siblings 13 years apart anyway. It doesn't.
Nah, you don't.
Exactly.
Doesn't work out for them.
Yeah, you want to try to keep them close so you can kick them all out at the same time.
I do have to say this. Like, me and Wifey were talking about it. Like, there's this cute little girl, bro, in our service group, and I'm like, bro, if she, like, adoption. I was thinking about adoption. I was like, maybe adoption, bro.
Nothing wrong with it. Sometimes it's just in the cards.
They only cut out the
multiverse stuff.
Yeah, well, we're talking about Invincible and them finally getting to the good stuff, getting to the stuff from the comics, the interesting shit. They're really harping, they're really stuck on these, the fake Justice League group and the shit that's going on Earth. and that shit is boring, man. Like, I want to get past it, but I know that those are
and the
voice
relationship
actors
with and Mark's relationship.
Amber.
We don't want to see all that. Like in the comic, it
Bro,
moves
wait,
along at a
have
good
you
pace,
seen?
bro.
But have
Like
you
remember
seen
he
the new
gets raped.
episode?
Remember he gets raped by Viltrum. I mean not Viltrum. He gets raped by
A
one of his
Viltrumite.
own race.
Bro,
Yeah,
have you
Viltrumite, that
seen?
chick. There's
Well,
a
we
lot
just
that
saw
goes
her
into
in
it.
the last episode. She finally is here,
Yeah,
and
and
she's
they
dope.
cut out the scene, right? But they put a
Yeah.
darker tone to it. Like
Mm.
I don't know which one I would rather. I think that, like, all right, cool, just get on top and get it over with. Like the way that she put her hand around Amber's neck and Mark couldn't
Yeah.
do anything about it.
Yeah.
Bro, that broke my heart. I was like, bro, that was my girl, and you can't do anything, bro. Like this woman is standing here and like just with your girl is gone, my brother. And like, the way that Amber was crying, and like you could tell Amber's a powerful character to me. I love strong black women, right? I love those kind of roles. I love a strong woman. But to see Amber break, that was worse than anything, bro.
Wow. Yeah, she's definitely she's like, I'm cool. Like, all this shit is way above my head. I can't hang. And she's right. She really has no business being, in that world. And I think in the comics he's more with Adam Eve, because she can more relate to his power, his power.
Yeah, she can. Yeah.
But I do want to get back on to G.I. Joe, because G.I. Joe has some interesting shit going on, with the guy Henry Golding. So you remember the movie Snake Eyes that was just terrible, 2021? I thought it was horrible. But it starred Henry Golding as Snake Eyes, who is arguably the most popular member of G.I. Joe. But the film did not bring in any money. It was a total flop. It was crap. Snake Eyes talked. He spoke, for one thing. He's a mute. He doesn't speak. We saw his face the entire show. We're not supposed to see his face. When he finally did wear the mask, it was a goddamn motorcycle helmet at the end of this thing when he got on the motorcycle and took off. Just horrible adaptation. And but and then they haven't had a lot of updates, in the future of the Joes on the big screen. But Henry Golding remains confident in the studio's plans. He was in an interview saying, he was talking about his new film, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, is called, and he believes that grand plans are still ahead for G.I. Joe. He said, Lorenzo de Bonaventura is still a busy man, a phenomenal producer, and is in safe hands. He said, whatever happens, I think it's going to be a combination of what has come and what is to come. I think Paramount have some grand plans, end quote. And that's exciting for Joe fans, because G.I. Joe movies, live action movies, have not been good ever. We've not gotten any good representation. Yeah,
they've tried, and they make up for it. If you read the credits, at the end credits, it says based on Hasbro's G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not it is G.I. Joe. So we haven't gotten an official G.I. Joe movie yet. To be honest with you, if you really want to keep it real, or buck, we just haven't got one. Everything says based on.
What about Snake Eyes? Snake Eyes wasn't considered. Not Snake Eyes. Yeah, Snake Eyes.
The movie?
Snake Eyes was considered G.I. Joe, but it wasn't. It just was a flop. It just didn't do well.
Trash.
I mean, if you were going to do Snake Eyes, go to the comic books. They did his origin in the comics, and just do that. We'd have been fine with that.
I don't even read them, and I wasn't impressed with the commercial. Like I was like with the trailer that came out, because I'm a ninja fan. Like I will at least go and watch a ninja movie, right? Yeah. But like the whole setting, the whole trailer was kind of off to me. I didn't really go see it.
Well, here's the thing about it. You got to understand, the character Snake Eyes in the comics, in the cartoons, in any iteration, is completely mute. He does not speak. Ever.
He does not speak at all. No.
And he wears a mask, and they've never shown his face unless they've done it in there's been situations where they've shown it in the comics where they have different versions and things like that. But the idea is that you never see his face. Yeah, you never see his face. He never speaks. He doesn't sign. He doesn't do anything. But in the movie, he never wears the mask and he speaks the entire time. So you can see how fans of the character are going to be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Actually, hey, let me input this. So in the trailer, right, it actually says he's mute and deaf, right? It actually says it in the trailer, and then it goes into kind of his backstory, right? And then, like you said, like the next scene, he's talking. Like it was like, what? Yeah, and bro, they didn't do right on the trailer either, bro. Now that I think about it, I think that's probably why it was a flop too. They didn't even do it right on the trailer.
Well, no, I mean, it never had a chance. It never had a chance because the character, you've completely misrepresented the character. You can't. This is what Hollywood does not understand. When you are using a franchise or a character that you've chosen to use or make something out of, you have to fucking stick to the original in some way. You have to a little bit, or fans are just going to be completely turned off. And they don't seem to understand this, which I don't get, but because it seems really like common sense to me. But yeah, Snake Eyes, I mean, when you change, inherent, like when you change core traits of a character, it's like, let's say if a character is named Angel and they have wings, and then they make the movie about him called Angel, but he doesn't have wings. It's like, what? Like,
yeah, that wouldn't make sense.
That wouldn't make sense.
It's like that first Godzilla movie where they gave us a Godzilla movie, but he was only in the movie 12 minutes. It wasn't about Godzilla. It was more about the people. It just wasn't about Godzilla. So everybody complained. Everybody's like, yo, everybody's like, yo, why would we get a Godzilla movie that say Godzilla, but he only in the movie 12 minutes? He don't even, like, we don't even get to see Godzilla most of the movie. And then they listen, and then the very next movie, it was all Godzilla and less people talking, which the other one was just the opposite. So every Godzilla movie after that, when it says Godzilla, it has starred Godzilla. We don't understand that. Why you would say Snake Eyes and G.I. Joe, and you specifically say G.I. Joe. You count with a whole toy line and everything. But it wasn't G.I. Joe. Didn't have anything to do with G.I. Joe. And it wasn't it was Snake Eyes, but it wasn't the Snake Eyes we know. So it didn't make any sense.
Well, the producer, Bonaventura, admitted that he isn't sure what's happening with the next G.I. Joe Transformers crossover movie, but that there's big plans in place. He said, the honest truth is I don't know. This is the producer. He said, I know we're going to deliver on the promise we made. That's end quote. He said, now after the Joe organization was teased in the final moments of Transformers Rise of the Last Year, director Stephen Caple opened up about how the long-awaited crossover came about in his film. He was figuring out. Hang on a second. He said he was figuring out a way to use the G.I. Joe technology because they're known for their tech. End quote. He said, I was like, maybe we don't have to go through the classic characters like Snake Eyes and Duke and all these other characters. Maybe there's a way we can use other characters that haven't been utilized as much. No, sir. No, sir. You want to use the characters that everyone knows. Stop that shit. There's a different series and editions and different factions of G.I. Joe as well. He said there's G.I. Joe Renegades and there's different branches of it too. So I started to play with that and I pitched versions of it to the studio and to the producers, and I pitched the direction I wanted to go in and ways to branch out the universe in general. And you know, what else did he say? He said we're just thinking too small. And so if we're going to do movie number 8, 9, 10, there's a way to make this all more expansive and branch out. End quote. And this is my problem with the whole Transformers crossover and this quote and this way of thinking. Like, why are you so ready to move on to these other versions of G.I. Joe and crossovers with Transformers when you've yet to give us a good, solid core G.I. Joe movie? You haven't given us any classic G.I. Joes, no classic G.I. Joe, nothing. But you want to jump to G.I. Joe Renegades and characters that have never been used? Why don't you really give us the characters that you know, the original, like you named Duke, Snake Eyes, those original characters, but cast them with people not Channing Tatum and not not people that make no sense. And you know, The Rock.
Yeah,
I
The
mean,
Rock,
The Wayne
Marlon
brothers, like,
Waynes,
yeah,
Marlon
I like.
Waynes.
Wait. Hear me out, though. Hear me out. I did
Unknown.
enjoy his character. I did.
Unknown.
I felt like he did a really good job with his character. You know, funny. You know, cares like funny, like oh, I'm a mess up, but still a hero. If that makes sense. I did like his character.
Okay, but do you know Roadblock? Do you know the character Roadblock and what Roadblock is like?
Okay, never mind. Look, listen. If he was supposed to be Roadblock, then they messed it up. I can't defend him.
Oh yeah, he's Roadblock. Yeah, he was Roadblock.
Who was it? Was he
Then
Roadblock?
I can't defend him. I can't defend him. If he was
I thought he was
Roadblock,
Duke.
I can't defend it. I thought he was just
Rock?
random. I thought he was random.
No, The Rock
Channing
was Roadblock.
Tatum-
I thought
Channing
Tatum.
Tatum
I
was
thought Channing
Wayne
Tatum
brother.
was. Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
Channing
Wayne
Tatum was Duke.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Channing
thought he
Tatum
was
was
Duke.
Duke. But we're talking about Dwayne John Rock. The Rock was Roadblock.
Marlon. Who was Marlon's character?
Marlon was Alpine or not Alpine.
No, it wasn't Alpine. He was Ripcord, I think.
Ripcord.
Okay,
Yeah,
so he
I think
fit
he
his
was
character,
Ripcord,
right?
I think.
I think so.
No.
No.
Because listen,
Okay.
there are African Americans in G.I. Joe.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Give it.
Tag
So
me,
why would
tag
you-
me in
why
them
would you
because,
race
hey,
swap?
look,
You
this
don't
is
have to
Black
race swap
Heroes Club.
anybody.
Tag me in them.
You don't have to race swap anybody in G.I. Joe. Just give us the characters. Like that's
There's
it. Like
several. Yeah,
there's several. Like you could have
Yeah,
given us
I
Stalker.
didn't know that, bro. Hey,
yeah.
link me up, hit me up because I'm like interested. I have done Roadblock.
Well, you got Pot, you got Doc, you got Roadblock, you got Alpine, you got Stalker, you got dude, I could think. Hold on, let me just look.
Big Lob. You got Big Lob.
Big Lob, Hardware.
Hey, they're telling us,
Hardware.
hey, my brother, they're telling us about the black heroes in G.I. Joe. I only thought there was one. I thought it was Roadblock, but they're telling us there's more, my brother. I'm talking to the comments, my bad.
Oh, I was like, what? But yeah,
hey, bro, like real quick, I'm trying to hype up too. You know, I'm trying to be more engaging, and I'm trying to kind of, put more energy into it, if that makes sense. So.
Yeah, what are you talking to? Who are you talking to?
Abasi is real cool. He's in the chat. He follows me, man. He's awesome.
Oh, you were responding to his question here. I see.
Yeah, so he used to be an educator, but he's definitely into learning about other black heroes that appear in G.I. Joe, ThunderCats.
Oh, yeah.
Like even Gargoyles, the voice of Goliath, I forgot his name. Kevin Kamra.
If you want to be technical, in my opinion, Destro is a black G.I. Joe character because I don't.
Yeah, Destro got to be.
We're black. Voice actor is black, and I'm sorry, that dude is not Scottish. But anyway, I digress.
No, I agree. He never sounds Scottish. He never even had a Scottish accent the whole time.
Make no sense. His voice actor was black. I mean, it just. You had Iceberg is another one. There's several. There's several.
There's several.
Like G.I. Joe characters for sure. Oh yeah. Let me get the roster here.
We got Asian. Yeah, you got people from all over the world that are Joes.
Oh yeah. That was their whole thing. Was they had everyone? There was different races. They had the Native Americans and every different culture that they tried to have. Even every different kind of white people, different Europeans, different from different countries. All the South American characters.
But that's what made it more realistic. Was the fact that it was diverse, because and they had women. There were a lot of women. There were a lot of African. It was like it just made it more realistic and believable to have just a diverse crowd like it did. Like you said, domestically or foreign. It just made a lot of sense. Even with Cobra, like you never knew who was behind those masks, so you can't. You know what I mean? Like if you never know if it was a black guy, white guy, Indian. You don't know it. You just know they Cobras. That's all you know.
Yeah. Just like
Team Cobra. Sorry, Joe. Can you guys? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I go too far? My bad.
No, what'd you say? I'm sorry. I'm reading some. What'd you say?
I said Team Cobra for life. Cobra.
Oh hell yeah. I fuck with Cobra. Hardball is another one. Hardball. Now I'm just trying to find all the black. Yeah,
no, I remember Hardball.
Yeah. But anyway,
and to say that,
yeah,
you know,
refrigerator
like
Perry,
refrigerator, yeah, don't forget the fridge. And the race swap Roadblock with The Rock, that just didn't make any sense. Like,
I don't consider that race swapping. I just would rather the different character. Well, the way I mean, like let's be real. He's Samoan, so I don't mind him. You know, he's a Samoan. He's a little tan.
He can play black. He can play black.
Like that's dope, bro. But like as far as I would have just rather a different character.
Well, I mean, definitely Marlon was definitely a swap because Ripcord is white. Right. So that definitely. he could have been any, but he could have been Alpine. I thought he was going to be Alpine. That's what I thought, but you know, it is what it is. But the guy that played and
if you was gonna pit him so close to Duke, like him and Duke was boys for life or whatever, you should have made him Stalker, because Stalker and Duke are like they're like the original Joes. So like they would have had more of a deep relationship. Then you had him in love with the Baroness. That didn't make any sense. We clearly know that's Destro's woman. I mean,
speaking of Duke, Destro. Speaking of Duke, you got your Duke number 5 yet, Stu? Or Duke 4?
I do.
You got 5?
I'm all the way up to, I think, 5. Either 5 or no 5. I think I'm at 5.
You got it? Let me see. Let me see it. Pull it out.
I don't have it here. It's I have to go get it.
Damn. Bro, calling you out, bro. Like what?
No,
yeah. Show it or it ain't happen.
Let me see your let me see your cover. Because I bought them, but I haven't read them.
No, without. No, it doesn't come out until April 24th. But
hey, Stu, don't feel bad. I got like 1,000 comics right here that I have not opened at all. Like people are like, "Oh, you have this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I have it, but I haven't read it." Like real talk. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it doesn't come out till the 24th. April 24th.
I don't know which one's the last one I have. The last one I have is like, I think it might be either 4 or 5.
Can't be 5. 5 ain't out yet.
5, then it's 4. 4 is the last one I got.
Yeah, 4. I think 4 is 4. Well, 5 anyway. 5 is the last one, period. And it comes out April 24th. It's issue number 5. The finale, rather, is Duke. It's the end of the G.I. Joe Energon, Duke series, but there's still other titles going on. But Skybound released new covers to commemorate the finale, and Duke 5 cover, what do you call it? The final issue description reads, Duke has been betrayed by his allies and hunted by new enemies. The time has come for Duke to start fighting for something bigger than his country, bigger than he ever could have imagined. Get ready for the last page shocker that no one will see coming. And yeah, some of these covers are sick though. I got a little bit of a treat.
These are yours, or these are just the covers?
So these are the covers.
Number 5 that's coming out. This will be out 24th. And you know what that is? That's the signature bat claw. So we if you know, that's the bat claw.
Hey, look, I got a couple of people in here. We don't know. We got time to explain.
Yeah, well, the bat is the cyborg androids that Cobra, that Dr. Mindbender put out, and that's one of the signature claws, and it looks like it's about to get Duke. And there's one of the bats right there, looked like he's being lowered into some molten lava, a la Terminator 2. Cool reference there. And there's Duke flying in his jetpack, his signature jetpack coming out of the Cobra chopper, and there's a fucking sick blast effect, or that's this is how the old card backs looked on the toys, and this was each character had the blast background, and this is the bat. That's the bat there, and you can see the signature claw I was talking about, Black Heroes, poking out of his backpack there at the top. And they have different they could take off different attachments. You see, he's got the blowtorch attachment on, the flamethrower attachment. He could take that off.
He's got a laser.
Now, what's it? Yeah, that sounds dope. What's his name?
BAT, Bat.
Yeah, Battle
Battle Android Trooper. Yeah. Battle Android.
Cool, like Cyborg in the comics.
Right. Yeah. And they're sort of, except he's not a character.
No, he's not a cyborg. He's not a cyborg. He's
android.
Yeah, he's an android. Yeah, but not
and there's armies of them, so it's not like a guy. It's not a character. I don't want you to get and think it's a character. It's not a character. It's a troop. There's a million of them.
All right, so like a stormtrooper without the extra.
Right. Yeah, stormtrooper without the human inside. Exactly.
Right. Yeah, that'd be
And and that's Destro right there in the background.
That's the hottest cover.
Overhead.
That's the hottest cover right there.
Yeah.
That is the cover right there.
That's the one I want.
Yeah, that's the one I gotta try to
I want that and that. I'm getting these two. I need these two.
That's the cover. Yeah, I'm gonna have to slab one. I don't know which one. I'm slabbing one. I'm keeping the other. Dope.
Yeah, it's like I said, April 24th. Duke was the first of the 4 mini series that came out introducing the characters of G.I. Joe and Cobra, factions of the Energon universe, running concurrently with the Cobra Commander series comic, which I'll talk about in a second. Very exciting shit that I have to share about that one. And then we got a cool unboxing here in a minute, and then we're definitely going to be getting into the Thundercats live action film news.
Thundercats. Woo! Sorry.
Yes, sir. Nah, yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Somebody had to do it, sir. Somebody had to do it.
Sir. Yeah. I'm glad it was you.
Bro, wait, Stu, you might remember, bro, like when we were kids and we had to sit, like when mom said, don't open the door for nobody, not grandma, not auntie, no, don't open the door for nobody. We would sit in front of that TV and Thundercats would come on, Lion-O with his sword, bro. Thunder, bro, what? That was Monday through Friday, bro, right after school.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I definitely wasn't worried about opening the door because I definitely was in front of that TV.
Hell yeah, Lion-O.
I had a whole lineup, bro. I used to love watching Thundercats. My lineup when I got home from school, it was Silverhawks, Thundercats, then it was Heathcliff, Voltron, and I don't know why, but Scooby-Doo always came on last. It was always just Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo always came on about 6 o'clock, almost closer to 6. Scooby-Doo would be on. Like 5.
After Dragon Ball, it was Dragon Ball for me. After Dragon Ball, it was homework time. So after Dragon Ball, I would push pause. I would go do my homework, and then I would come back, and then, like you said, Stu, it would be Scooby-Doo, and then I would go to bed with Scooby-Doo.
Did you?
Yeah.
You say you pushed pause.
Nah, you couldn't push pause back in the 90s. Nah, bro. I would turn off the TV because I would have homework. So when I would get home, I would have snack, or I would get my snack. I would sit in my room, TV. We got off at 3 o'clock, 3:30.
No, I thought you were saying you put in the video and watched the Dragon Ball like on a video or something. Like a VCR.
I used to. I don't know if you guys remember, but like
I don't know when Dragon Ball was on TV. I never got to see it on TV, and that shit used to piss me off.
Dragon Ball.
I never find that shit on TV.
It only where I lived at. It only came on Sundays because we used to watch it all the time. And my man Jamal, we used to he used to call me and be like, "Yo, Dragon Ball is," because we thought it was the dopest thing we ever seen. Somebody died every week. Like it was it was crazy. We were
I never saw it. I never could fucking find it.
Listen, I forget that we're different. Like we're in the same group, right, or the same age range. But like when I was growing up, the channels were different because I used to watch Dragon Ball Monday through Friday.
When were you born?
91.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm born in 79. Stu's born in like 52. So yeah, we.
Oh, that's some cool stuff.
52, really? That's real cool, man.
I wouldn't take that, bro.
I'm not even going to entertain that right now. But if that's when I was born, I was born in 52.
I was saying you are 52. Yeah, I was saying you 50. You about 52.
Which means I was born in the 70s.
Born like 72. Yeah, 72.
Bro, it sounds like you born in the 70s.
You only born 7 years. I was 7 years old when you were born. So
yeah, I know though.
I mean,
so you guys were teenagers when you found out about Dragon Ball.
No, like he was 17 when I was 10. So like we were in different eras in a little bit in a way, you know. But
we're in the same era. We're in the same era because I know guys that were born around the time you were born, or even like 77. That watched the same things I watched and like the same things I like. Because you got to remember, none of that stuff really got popped. When we were in the 70s, we were still watching cartoons from the 60s. But when the 80s came around, that's when G.I. Joe.
Yeah, I didn't watch no
cartoons. You guys had a lot of TV shows in the 80s.
That's when the stuff we grew up.
I never watched anything in the 70s because I was born in 70 and I didn't start watching shit until like 83.
And that's when I started watching, like really getting into it. Because like we had like Space Ghost, that's a 60s cartoon. Johnny Quest, that was 60s.
Hey, we got all that was 67 and we got Voltron in the comments.
Thank you. When Voltron came out, G.I. Joe, Silverhawks, Thundercats, that's my generation. I might have been about 12 when all that came out. Thank you, Corey Adger. Voltron, I was about 12 when that came out. And we was into that. We were like, yo. Dungeons and Dragons, all of that came out right before I became a teenager. Yeah, Pole Position. What else, bro? I got all those cartoons on. What else? Silverhawks, Heathcliff. Yeah. Paw Patrol. Care Bears, Gummy Bears, Tailspin, DuckTales, all of that. Darkwing Duck, all of that came out.
Was my shit.
That's the stuff. All three of us. That's from our generation. Yeah, that's from our generation. That's not our parents.
Remember the cartoon Andre 3000?
Yeah, no, for sure. We
Gen X. Remember the cartoon Andre 3000?
What?
Bro, Andre 3000 made a little cartoon, and I think it was about like, I guess, music or magic of music or something like that.
He did have a cartoon. Andre 3000.
Kid and Play. Really? Did you guys see the Kid and Play cartoon?
Yeah, Kid and Play had a joint too. Yeah, Kid and Play had a cartoon too. It wasn't all that great, but he had one. Don't forget Big Guy and Don't forget Big Guy and Rusty. That was another great.
Someone in the comments said Fat Albert.
Yeah, we showed him.
Fat Albert. Fat Albert. Believe it or not, that's a 60s. Brown Bomber. That's a 70s. That's a 70s cartoon. Brown Hornet was a 70s cartoon. That wasn't 80. Like, we're 80s kids. Like, I don't care what nobody said, how you try to spin it. We're 80s kids. Like, we were born in the 70s, but we grew up in the 80s. You know what I mean? So, like,
so you guys grew up
in the 80s. That's what we watched. Yeah, that was our shot. Yeah, Ninja Turtles was our shot, bro. Nobody can take that from us. You know what I mean? Like Saturday morning cartoons, that was an 80s thing. That was an 80s kid thing, man. Kids in the 60s and 70s,
Speed Racer.
They never had it like that.
You guys remember Speed Racer?
Speed Racer, that's a 60s cartoon.
Came on at night. Speed Racer, I would see that at night on like MTV or something at night.
I used to. All right, I lived in Italy and we didn't have cable.
Liquid television.
We used to get the VHS. Like my uncle would send the VHS of like classic cartoons. That's how I learned about Speed Racer in the 90s. But I don't know if it was
That's a 60s. That's a 60s. That's a 60s cartoon, bro.
2 words. Liquid television.
Yes.
90s shit that you need to fuck with.
Yep. Yeah, bro. Liquid television.
Aeon
TV. Aeon Flux. The Max. All of that. That's all.
Butthead. Wait, it's called Liquid television for real?
Yeah. Danger Mouse. All of that. That's
what about Boomerang? How can I watch Boomerang?
Boomerang is all old school 60s cartoons. That's all
Liquid television.
60s,
yeah, Liquid television.
Liquid television is us. That's us, bro.
You ever heard of Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah, I didn't get into it, but
that came from Liquid television. That's one of the things.
If you were born between 1970 and I'll say 1980 and 1980. You pretty much watched everything me and Reno and all of us just said. He-Man, Thundercats, all Ninja Turtles. You grew up on that stuff. That's what we grew up on. Like I said, the Superpower Hour. Yeah, remember when what's the page punches that what's your name came out with Tom McFarlane? That was a toy line that we played with back in the 80s, bro. The Super Friends, Superpower, whatever they came out with the
Superpowers.
Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
Harlem Globetrotters. Underdog.
Yes, the little ones, they had no Underdog is 60s. All of that. That's not our era. We watched it. We had respect for
it. It was
Underdog.
on.
Cool.
It was on. Yeah, it was on them shows, but it wasn't
But our
the
stuff,
new shit.
it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't the
the new
80s
stuff
shit.
that we grew up with. When those cartoons hit, we lost our minds because we was always all we had was just like the old stuff, man. Like remember when they had the marionettes? What was the one? Thunderbirds. All of that, bro. All that's from the 60s, bro. None of that's our generation. None of that's our generation, bro. You talk to us, He-Man, Thundercats, Super Friends. And Super Friends was even 70s.
Gundam.
Super Friends was 70. Gundam Wing.
Not Gundam.
Robotech. Don't forget Robotech.
Robotech, yeah, that was there.
That was another 80s joint that came out in the late 70s, almost in the 80s, but it's still an 80s. Like we ate that up. It was in Japan, and when it came over here in the 80s, we was like, yo.
Transformers was another one. Transformers was yours. Gundams came out in the 90s.
No. Gundams, no. Gundams didn't come out in the 90s. Gundams was out in the late 80s. Maybe the mid to late 80s. Gundam's been out for a while. It just came over here then. That's why we heard of it. But in Japan, it was already out. Gunplay and Gundam's been out for years over there, bro. It just took a while to get to the States. When we started watching anime and it got big, that's when everybody's was like, yo, Gundams? Like, what is a Gundam? Like, holy crap. What is that?
Had shit. Yeah, Smurfs and shit.
Smurfs, yeah. G.I. Joe was a new cartoon nobody had ever seen before. Transformers was a new cartoon nobody ever seen before until it came out.
Hey, you guys got me excited about Thundercats live action now.
Well, so we're going to talk about that. Yeah, we're going to talk about Thundercats live action. Let's get on that in a minute. But Duke, the first 4 issues miniseries has come out. The issue 5, the finale, is the end of Duke's joint, and it's super dope. But the Energon universe continues to expand. You'll have Scarlet and Destro, 2 new comics that are coming out. You have the series revolves around Scarlet, who's an original Joe member, taking on one of the most dangerous missions of her career, infiltrating Japan's Arashikage clan, which is the clan of ninjas that Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes come from, and discovering a game-changing weapon. And then Destro, from writer Dan Waters, has an official synopsis that reads: James McCullen, Destro, is a man behind Mars Industries, the undisputed leader in providing high-tech weapons and world powers for the right price. But the emergence of Energon has changed everything. As Destro's ambitions grow, the Crimson Twins, Tomax and Zaymont Paoli, emerge to destroy their competition, and Cobra Commander realizes his current ally could be his future's greatest enemy. Now, the other book that came out alongside Duke was Cobra Commander, and in the current issue, or the upcoming issue 4, Cobra Commander, we have a new character, not a new character, but a character that I'm very, 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 very excited to see in this particular comic for a very particular specific reason. So, in the penultimate issue, it's issue 4. The story will wrap up in May with Skybound's description of the finale, teasing that Cobra Commander will make a deal with a powerful ally in order to build up his army. Now, who they're fucking with, who's Cobra is fucking with, is Globulus Nim, the Cobra La, the snake dudes, and the character that we are seeing that I'm excited about is the Enforcer, the fucking
Nemesis.
I'm a Nemesis Enforcer, and this is the dope. That's the blast background cover for Nemesis. And these are some of the other covers. There's Nemesis there fighting Cobra Commander, flying around in the world, all Cobra La'd out. Looks like it's grown organic shit all over everything. There's Nemesis Enforcer in the background, getting ready to crash down on top of Cobra Commander from behind. That's a really sick looking cover. You guys can't see how the detail, man. It's really dope. There's one with Enforcer in the shadows. There's one with us looking through from behind Nemesis Enforcer. You see the corner of his wing there on the side, and then there's his gloved hand, and then you see obviously Cobra Commander coming towards, and then back to that one. Now, why is this exciting to me that this character's in the like? What the fuck what do I care? All the characters, all the designs for the characters in these comics, because we know that every iteration the G.I. Joe characters look different. The way they're designed looks different. The costume might look different. You know, their whole get up might look different. And the way the Al Mega, what up? The reason that it's exciting is that all of the villain or all of the designs are the same designs that G.I. Joe Classified is using. So they're like identical. So Classified and Hasbro is connected with the Energon universe. So all the stuff in Hasbro that we see, or rather in the Energon comics that we see, is going to be making it to Classified in one way or another. Like we saw Major Blood with his troops. So we'll probably see some Major Blood troops down the line. But the like everyone else we've seen, Zorana, like all the characters we've seen, they're in their suits in their that look like Classified characters, like the exact Classified design, right? The way they look in Classified.
Now, did you read Cobra Commander? Because remember, in Cobra Commander, he started out with Cobra Law. He was at the headquarters and everything. Like they show him, and then he leaves, right? Because he had a different agenda, so he left. And it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. But his series is limited too, right? Cobra Commander.
This is the fourth episode, the fourth issue, and they've got one more as well, so it'll go to 5 also. But
and then we go what, Destro after that?
Yeah.
So we go Destro after that, and then
Scarlet and Destro next.
Scarlet and Destro next.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Is that Al Mega? Is that Al? Where is Al Mega at? Is that Al Mega in the? Is that Al Mega in the studio?
It looks
like Al Mega way in the background.
Like a
Al Mega web.
Yes, sir, guys. I'm in my studio over here just chilling.
Give us a quick tour, Al.
Hey, yeah, I want to see the tour if that's okay with Reno, because that looks like a that looks like a playroom for voice artists, bro. The yellow is so dope. It accents the black, my brother. I'm being real here.
That's his design. That's Comic Crusaders.
Show off the Leatherman.
It's Comic Crusaders, yeah. Yeah, give us a quick tour, Al Megas. Let us know what's going on here. Show us.
And I want to see the Leatherman, New York.
We even have a bar. We're building up a bar over here. All right.
You're echoing, bro. You're echoing. I can't hear you.
Al, say it again. You said you got a bar over there?
God, that looks. We can't hear you if you're talking.
No, I can hear him, bro.
This is the Clef studio.
Hey, look, that might be on my end. I can't.
Nice.
Then again, this is the rest of the studio. We have our own kitchen, you know.
Nice.
Bro, is that your basement or where is that, man?
Our actual studio in Connecticut.
Yeah, no, that's not.
It's in a secret. It's in a secret, undisclosed location.
It's not a basement.
Definitely not a basement. That's a great thing. I'm working with my boy CX from Critics. We go by CXCC Studios, and this is the content creation studio to hopefully be able to bless other independent creators to have a place to create. You know what I mean? We have the equipment. Come on down. Hit me up on Comic Crusaders or at the Real Almega, or hit up CX. We're all about the celebration of independent creation, and this is the place to do it. You know what I mean? We're celebrating you. Come on down.
Dope. You heard it here, y'all. Yo, Black Heroes, man. He said, come on in he gonna say?
I'm really. Hey, listen, I couldn't hear everything. I'm super excited because that looks super dope, my brother. I want in, bro. Hotep Black Lion and Cup, bro. That is like a dream podcast scenario, bro. I want in. That is dope.
Yeah, it's dope. Yeah.
More than welcome. More than welcome.
What's your podcast link? What's your YouTube? What's your handle?
That's Comic Crusaders. Yeah.
Comic Crusaders, bro.
Yeah, I sound like a teenage girl.
Al Mega, congratulations.
Oh my God, he's so amazing.
Yeah, Comic Crusaders got Al Mega, congratulations, man. You're always hard at work. You're always doing the damn thing. And you're always inspiring us to do the damn thing better than what we do it.
Word.
Listen, man, the only thing we can say is, we're gonna pick our tongues up off the floor and we're gonna say, looks great.
But nah, man, yeah, you definitely built something great, bro. You deserve it.
You're the best.
And, hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Thank you, man. That's awesome.
But you guys are the best, and you guys are next, and it's gonna happen for 6 Element of Hip Hop too, and I can't wait.
Oh yeah, you already know. Yeah, that's what's up, man. And it'll be dope too, because when we start doing some nice collab joints and get to go to Comic Cons and yeah, that'll be nice. Comic Crusaders and 6 Element running around at Comic Con interviewing celebrities.
Wow, so you just left Black Heroes Club and Stu out, huh? Just left us out. Like, oh, we don't matter. Like we come in, we hang out. We don't matter, I guess.
You didn't hear me say 6 Element?
I'm joking, bro. I'm teasing.
I said 6 Element in Comic Crusaders. Y'all are 6 Element. I'm Reno.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate that. I respect that. I love it, man.
Yeah, man. 6 Element is us. We are 6 Element. I'm Reno.
Yeah,
I'm
Reno.
6 Element,
Yeah.
When I say 6 Element, I mean us.
That's dope. I'm Black Heroes Club with 6 Element.
Yeah, exactly. We are 6 Element, and we all got our individual things going on, but we come together right now. We 6 Element. If we go to the Comic Con under the 6 Element banner, under the 6 Element press pass, you'll be 6 Element.
Cool. That's dope. Hey, listen, this might be on my end, but I'm having problems with hearing Almega. Could he talk for a second to see if I can pick him up?
No, it's his mic. He's got the cameras far away, and it's also the internet as well. But yeah, it's just.
Yeah. Hey Al, when are you gonna start broadcasting from there?
Hopefully after C2E2 and the Heroic Awards, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be the MC there, meet a lot of indie creators, and then summer 2024, it is effing on. So again, if you're in the Northeast, please, come on through. I got you. I'll bless you, and then we're gonna have some drink and smoke after the fact. Don't you worry.
Hey, real quick, Almega, since I'm with 6 Element, I actually have a host for you already. Not me, but Black Lion and Cubs. I would love for him to get on that podcast, my brother. So if you remember me, I got a great host. But bro, I don't like to say let's do it tomorrow. I'm like, hey, bro, let's hop on this today, right? But I got a host for you. He's not an anime creator, Black content, a father and his 2 sons, Black Lion and Cubs. I got a host for you, my brother. Let's link up.
DM me. That's all you gotta do, and we'll make it happen because we're on support of every single independent creator in the business. If we could unite as POCs and let them know how we're the ones running this game right now. Let's go, baby. Where Papa gets
let's
headphone.
Go,
you ain't playing
let's
with
go.
Crusaders Element, I guess headphone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's go, bro. Let's go.
Yo.
Let's definitely go. Raw Talk, what up?
What's going down, everyone? What's happening?
What up?
Chilling, man. We getting to that part in the show where we gonna unbox some joints.
Ooh, the unboxing. Unboxing.
We got Al Mega in the new studio. We're
Shout
talking
out
about
to Al
Thundercats.
Oh yeah, one more time. That's Al Mega Studio.
Word. Nice.
If Reno wants to come down to the Comic Crusader Studio,
he said if Reno wants to come down to the Comic Crusader Studio, he's more than welcome.
I want to see it, bro. That looks so dope.
And you have a place to stay in my crib, Reno.
And a place to stay in your crib. Yo, I already know, man. That's how we get down, man. That's definitely going down. We definitely gonna make that happen. For sure. Hold on, what happened to Raw? There he goes. But yeah, man.
Since I'm on a delay, go off your stuff.
Stu, you got the unboxing. You got the joint to unbox? Did you get your joint?
Blam! Duke King.
Splatter.
Reno. Reno. I'm scared, Reno. I don't want to take him out of this package. This is the dopest of dope packages, bro. Look at that.
I'm telling you.
It's got the bio card on the back.
Yeah, bro.
It's hard.
Nah, if there's ever a figure not to take it out, is one of these.
I usually hang them on the wall. I just hang them on the wall.
Yeah, the cardbacks are special, man.
Yeah, I just put a thumbtack right here, and then I just hang them. They just hang on my wall, man. I like them better like that, but I think I'm gonna buy another one just to take out. But I do just put these on the wall, man. I don't want to take them out because.
Well, if you look at my wall, you see what I got up there?
Yeah. Oh, you just put up the. You know what?
Empty.
I might be able to
empty cardback.
I might just do that. Yeah, I might just do that. That might be a better idea. Yeah,
I took mine out and I kept the box. Look, I kept my box. And then
did you put them up? Hey, Reno, let me
put it back.
Yeah.
I ain't going back in the box. Reno, did you put them? Did you put it up backwards or forwards? You put it up like this or backwards?
No, the bubble is facing out.
Okay. Because I was thinking about maybe putting it backwards so you could see the bio.
Where'd you get it?
You know what I mean?
You'd have to take the bubble off to do that. Yeah. I'm sorry, Black Ears. What'd you say, man?
Where did you get it?
Amazon.
Well, you can get them anywhere. You can get them at Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, Amazon.
Hasbro, because Hasbro's got a store on Amazon.
Yeah, Walmart, Target.
I went to Hasbro store on Amazon and just pre-ordered him, Scarlet. And
all right, let me ask you guys this. Let me ask you this: is Amazon or Mercari better? Like, you bought that off of Amazon. If I found it on Mercari, which one is better?
Hey, Raw Talk.
Let me help you with that. I was getting ready to say, let's let Raw Talk handle that one. Raw Talk, could you take over, please?
Yes, Mercari is now the champ of the day, of the week, of the year, because they now announced that they don't have any fees for selling.
Right. Yeah, I was on it. Like, I'm on it. I saw that, but bro, reduce your shipping prices, bro, because I'm looking at a steel McFarlane for $20, right? But the shipping is just $7.99. I'm like, go down on your shipping, bro.
Yeah, well, the shipping cannot be help.
How heavy?
That's definitely UPS or FedEx or USPS. They have to go by their shipping standards, but they're still cheaper than if you would ship on your own, because they do give you a little discount. So that $7.99 is actually a good deal as far as shipping wise, because that's the base. I think that's from below 3 pounds. So I mean, you can't avoid the shipping. That's the main thing that's really killing sellers and buyers, But for right now, as far as protection wise and the clear communication between buyer and seller, Mercari is winning at this point, and they eliminated their they eliminated their fees in order to compete with eBay, being that everybody's hearing a lot about eBay and complaining about the system eBay has, where it's not
price gouging. Don't forget
that too as well. You know, so right now we're seeing a little change, and I believe they shifted their fees rather than truly eliminating. Because like with Macari, you can store your money whenever you're selling on it. You can build up your money to however amount, and once you transfer it over into your account, that's when they charge you a $2 fee, I believe.
All right, let me ask this about Macari. So, what are some popular negotiation or bartering tips that you can offer? I've been bartering and
let's make it quick, bro, because that's not really.
Sorry. All right, my bad. Hey, listen, listen. Reno said, "Don't even answer it. We'll get back on topic." I apologize. Nah. Let's get back on topic. Real talk.
No. Go ahead, ask your question, bro. Listen, there's no such thing as a don't question, but just we might.
No, I don't believe that. Like, bro, me and Raw Talk and talk later about it. Let's respect Reno's show. You know what I mean? Let's respect the show.
Why ask the question? Why ask the question if you're not gonna let us?
All right, check it out real quick. In a nutshell, on Macari, they have a situation where you can offer the amount that you wish to pay, and then you negotiate from there. The seller will, let's say the seller is selling at $40, but you want to pay, let's say, 32. You'll put in.
They won't let you go that low anymore, bro. They won't let you go that low. It'd be from if the seller's offering 40, they won't let you go past 36.
Well,
so you got to go in the box and chat.
That's when you when you message the seller and say, "Hey, bro, I got this. Will you meet me at? Will you accept this price, or would you lower your thing to this price where I can pick it up?" It's all in communication. That's all it is.
Absolutely, man. It's what it is, man.
Yeah, that's
you gotta communicate. That's
communicate. Yes, sir.
Dog, I was really surprised to get this because I totally forgot I ordered it.
MODOK.
It is beautiful. I had, man, it's so much, like, it's way bigger than I thought it was gonna be. It's really cool. Like, I'm really
MODOK is dope.
But I thought it was gonna be like, I don't know, like this, like maybe the size of this cup, with legs, like the size of like a figure, but he's pretty fucking massive.
Yeah, MODOK is dope. I had him at one point, but I got out of my Marvel Legends, so. But yeah, MODOK is definitely sick. It's a sick piece.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, exactly. It looks great on the shelf. Definitely rocks with, if you got a Marvel Legends setup, Avengers, if you're going comic book.
One of them. I didn't know it was that big, bro.
I know, dog. It's massive.
MODOK, man.
For the price, it's like it was. Well, I don't know if but he's right now. He's it for like the price of the. It's like $25, or like the price of a figure, like a regular.
figure. Definitely. That's what I was waiting on. I was waiting on it to go down so I can get it. I definitely get that.
Yeah, like, I think he was on stuff for $20, like $19.99 or something at one point.
Take advantage of their sale and discount space on their site too. They got a lot of stuff there.
Yeah.
Oh, we're Macari?
No. On actually on Pulse, they got a clearance section.
Yeah, Walmart.
Yes, they do. Yes.
Hasbro, Pulse, Walmart.
Walmart also has a third party.
Amazon had a bunch of shit.
They also have Walmart has a eBay type store that you can buy things from too. But they gouge you. They try to gouge you in there.
Yeah,
so it's got the little control, the joystick.
That thing is big, bro. Like that's hard, big, bro.
Yeah, that's hard, bro.
Yeah, the joystick when he like it.
Where'd you get that? You got that from Hasbro Pulse, Reno?
I don't. I think.
Did you have to put them together?
Yeah, and it either was eBay or Walmart. I forget. I'd have to look, but eBay or Walmart, $20.
Let me check real quick. Let me check.
They also had a special edition one where he had the Elvis face or something like that. With the
didn't like. I looked at all the other MODOKs. This is the only one I really like. The other ones I didn't like. That they're ugly. They just didn't look. They didn't look right. But yeah, to answer your question, Black Heroes, it comes in a few pieces. This piece is one. That little flame is one. And then this base little part here is a whole section, and you see the seam down the line, so that comes apart in two pieces. The face piece is a separate piece. The hair is a separate piece.
Yeah.
And then of course the legs and arms fit in. But you stick the headpiece, like you slide it in one of the sides, and then you put the two sides together, clamp them together with this part right there in between the two, get them together, put the face part in like that. You got to put it all in a certain order, and then just clamp it together, and then you can have him grip onto the joystick if you want. He's got some different hands. He's got the open hand, you know, the open slap hand. The arms and legs are pretty articulate. I mean, he's got the elbow joint, wrist joint. That's about it. There's a side swivel shoulder. There's not a whole lot because he's not going to be doing much. I mean, obviously you're not going to be putting him in any poses. His ankles move, his knees bend. He's got double knee joints, which is funny because, like I said, you'll never use it. You'll never need it. But it looks great. I love the face. Again, this is nothing like the fucking what do you call it? The Quantumania, you know, the Quantumania MCU MODOK.
I was getting ready to say
horrible
something about that, Reno. I was getting ready to say something about that, bro.
Yeah.
That Quantumania one, I think
they different character altogether, in my opinion.
Yeah, but they should have made that. Did they make it? I don't think they made it.
What?
But if the Quantumania MODOK.
Oh, did they make a toy? Nah.
They should have as a gag.
That
meaning
gag.
You know, yeah, as a gag one, and put instead of MODOK, Mo Dick, because the whole show he was like, I don't want to be a dick.
Oh yeah,
that was the whole gag about him.
Right, Mo Dick. Right.
And it made that an exclusive on Pulse for, you know, adult collectors, of course. That would have been crazy.
That would have been something. Yeah,
that would have sold. But they don't think that way. They don't think out the box.
Definitely not out that box. But this is a box. This is a box that we got to talk about. This is a box. This piece here. This is a very special piece. And the thing is I really hate Super 7 Ultimate.
Open it.
But man, it's glorious. It's definitely it's got the chrome. I don't know if you can tell, it's chrome, totally reflective, and then you see the fangs, the teeth. Check it out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, open it, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta open it on camera. Open it on camera. Take it nice and slow.
That's why I could say one thing about Super 7. Their packaging, they get into their packaging.
Yeah, their packaging is always official.
I mean, even down to their reaction is the backboards are stiff. You don't have any worry about warping too much unless you're intentionally wanting to crush the packaging.
The fangs are crazy.
Yeah.
They put fangs. They got and like, yeah, it's Super 7, but they dude, the packaging is dope. And on the back of it says hold on, let me what the fuck? Hold on.
Hold up, fellas. I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna put my old grandpa's on. It says superhero, super group, super what on Earth as we know it. Czarface is a hip hop juggernaut formed by esoteric 7L, Inspector Deck, and artist Lamore Supreme on Earth 808 in the war-torn streets of Zarlem. Specifically, Czarface is a champion to the righteous, a menace to the corrupt, and a villain's worst nightmare. Although Czarface has almost always chosen logic, reason, and language over sheer brutality, he has mastered 67 unarmed fighting systems ranging from Krav Maga to strong-style Purosu, and maintained a deadly grip on 34 weapon-based forms of combat. In crime fighting and street justice, Czarface is considered a savant in both conflict and de-escalation and lethal warfare techniques. Both incarnations of the Chrome Crusaders strive for peace, justice, and equality. And there he is in all his glory.
wait, nah, bro. No, wait. Oh, wait. Turn him around?
Hold on.
That's dope.
Hold on.
Nah, I like that. That's dope. That's it's a mixture of a lot of people, man. The Cloak, Century, Cyborg, definitely dope, bro. That's dope. I want one. I do. I want one. That's dope. Power Rangers. So what it comes out of his lasers? That's a blaster or is fire? That's dope, bro. Hey, Raw Talk. That's what comes out of the blasters? Is lasers or what?
Yeah, I mean those are missiles on his wrist. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, so they're all right. So I don't know anything about the character, but that's super dope.
He got 2 missiles. Yeah, he's got 2 missiles on his wrist. The thing is so he's a character from. I mean, his name is Czarface. The name of the hip hop group is Czarface. It's Wu-Tang's Inspector Deck, Esoteric, 7L, a couple of the guys, and they put together this group. All of the album covers look like comic books, and they've got this comic book character, and they have many of their songs, you know what I'm saying, are stories of this character. MF Doom does a lot of collaborations with them, and they'll have Czarface and MF Doom, who's also a comic book hip hop character, you know, have adventures with each other. And it's just that kind of, you know, hip hop and comics that really embodies our channel, Sixth Element of Hip Hop. That's why we're called Sixth Element of Hip Hop, because comic books are the sixth element of hip hop, and characters like this are proof of that.
Hey, every day that you mention that, or every Saturday you mention that, it just opens my eyes to how much the hip hop group love comic books. You know, like just so many different, you know, Superman, Batman, how these comic book creators or comic books in the 80s and 90s actually were dope, bro.
All right, so the next box, yeah, I appreciate that, bro, and you're absolutely right. Where's the box? I don't. There it is. It's way over there.
It's right next to you, bro.
It's way over there, but I don't need it because the character's dope.
Whoa, is that Big Ben? Wait, who is that?
This is Tombstone, Spider-Man character.
What?
And he's dope.
Dude, I love Tombstone. All the Mafia. Somebody put me on Gang Wars, right? I need a Big Ben. And Tombstone is the closest thing to Big Ben, bro.
A face sculpt is awesome too.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting one and then painting it brown. Like, bro, that's dope, man. That's dope.
Focus.
If you guys don't know, Gang Wars, man, Luke Cage, Big Ben, who else? Big Mama, Tombstone, like Spider-Man's in it, bro. You got to go check out Gang Wars. What made you get him?
There it is. Look at that. So the reason I got Tombstone is because I wanted to create the Marvel Mafia, because I had already had these guys. I got him. He's got his brass knuckles and his baseball bat. That's flat top with his pinstripe gangster suit. And then you got Joe Fixit pinstripe gangster suit, fedora, Tommy gun. I was like,
oh, that looked like the Hulk.
That is the Hulk. That's Joe Fixit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. That's the Hulk.
Yeah, that's Joe Fixit. And when I got this one, I was like, oh, that's so dope. When I saw it, I was like, that's one of those must-haves.
Bro, you don't have Big Ben?
So then, nah, but so these two, they started out my little mob, and then when you throw Tombstone with them, now you start to have a little gangster crew. But then when my new additions came, and you got Patch and Joe Fixit, now you have a whole
Wolverine with the patch,
a whole mob right there.
Yeah, but have you been reading Gang Wars? I want all the like Diamondback.
Look at that.
Those are dope, bro. Those are dope, man.
Look at Patch. Stu, you see it?
Them boys sleeping, bro.
Stu dog.
Hey, I see him. But do you have, bro? You got to get into Gang Wars, man. Gang Wars. They're opening up Luke Cage. You don't have any Luke Cage?
No. But Gang Wars, yeah, definitely been reading Gang Wars. That's a dope one.
Man, I don't have any Gang War, man. You got to get Luke Cage. You got to get Big Ben. You got to get Diamondback. They got a lot of, man. Gang Wars is dope, man.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'm trying to think, like, I'm looking around my collection. I'm trying to think if I have like an issue of it to send you.
Well, the next topic that we got to get into is the Penguin series. Well, actually, this is just the Penguin period. Penguin, the show. We last Saturday or the Saturday before, we did not get to show the trailer, and that was something that we were going to do, is talk about and show the trailer for the Penguin. So we definitely got to get into that and show the trailer and get into that. But Stu, I got a surprise for you, dog.
What's up?
Your favorite Joker, the Jared Leto Joker, is your camera good?
Yes, sir. Hang on.
All right. We got. Well, I'll show it to you.
Nah.
Bro said he was just chilling. I'm just here chilling.
I was trying to feed my fish in the background, man. I'm having a little issue with their tank environment, man. But I got it solved now, so I got to shock the tank every so often, man. But they're pretty
shock the tank, water. Yeah.
They'll be good in about another 24 hours. They'll be good.
Yeah. Well, we did not. We forgot to show the Penguin trailer the other day. So, but we got two of Batman's rogues with some stuff going on. We got we got Penguin and Joker are both got comics going on, TV shows going on, a lot of cool shit going on with those characters.
Have you shown the Amanda Waller trailer yet, or no?
No, we're gonna get into that in a minute. Yeah, we're gonna get into the Waller.
Dope.
What did you say, Stu?
And I said, how did Penguin become so popular all of a sudden, man?
Have you seen Gotham?
Because of the show
Gotham series, maybe.
Yeah, well, no, I think the movie, The Batman, Colin Farrell.
He played a good Penguin. Him and Danny DeVito played good Penguin.
You gotta think Gotham too. Like, old boy that played Penguin, like, he became really, really popular. Gotham.
But that's a while ago. He's talking about what's making Penguin popular right now. Why is he hype right now? What's
like right now, it's like,
at the moment, because he's got the show coming out.
Yeah, but like we're saying, like, was it the Batman series that made it? Was he in Batman enough to make him popular? It's interesting topic, man. I don't know.
He's got a show coming out. That's why they're talking.
But like where,
that's
like
why he's being talked about right now. They're not talking about him right now because
but they didn't think about the Penguin character. Let's make a show because he's popular. Like where did the popularity begin?
Well, if
the reason that they're making the show is because Colin Farrell played the Penguin in the movie The Batman and made a deal to make a TV show because he's Colin Farrell and he wants to have a TV show. That's why they made the show. The show is why the Penguin is being talked about all in the news and everything right now because nobody would be talking about the Penguin.
That makes sense.
But if you think about it too, in the history of Batman, Penguin has been the mastermind, the plotter.
Oh, sure.
So to speak. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like even with the Adam West series, which we're all familiar with, the Penguin was always the one with when they got together, he was the main one plotting and planning. Remember in the movie?
I always thought he was like the Godfather, the big boss of all of them. That's how when I was little.
No, but he's a planner though. He's definitely a planner.
Yeah, because remember in the old Adam West movie, Captain Shiplap, all that, and they used his submarine. It was always the Penguin's plot. You know what I mean? They used his goons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I always seen him as
plus Penguin. Plus Penguin's like an arms dealer. They don't say it, but Penguin's like an arms dealer. Yeah. He comes from a rich family. Like his family has money, but they kind of like disowned him a little bit. But his name is of wealth. But he's always been an arms dealer, and he's always been in the underground in Gotham. He's not like Joker. He's not. Yeah, he's not like Joker. He's not like Harley Quinn. He's nothing like Mr. Freeze. He had his agenda. He's literally a legit gangster in Gotham, bro.
Yeah. And the Joker was always, if you look, he was always his sidekick, so to speak. He was maniacal sidekick. Like, he would always ask the Penguin, "Oh yes, this."
That's how it was. That's how it seemed. That's how they made it. That's how when I was a kid. That's how I always thought it was.
I'm excited to see the trailer now. Like, what's the trailer?
Yeah, we're gonna show the trailer. But yeah, Penguin, Colin Farrell definitely did a little interview. He opens up more on how the Batman spinoff series is gonna be one of the most intense, darkest DC shows ever of all time. And Matt Reeves, who did the Batman, is getting ready to expand that universe. Starting with this show, and we know how dark that movie was. It was almost like Seven meets Batman, and the show is Colin Farrell back as the iconic Gotham City super boss villain who's going to become the big boss of all the families at one point. But outside of Gotham, the Penguin will be the first time a specific Batman villain headlines their own live action TV series. But outside of the show Gotham. But last week, Max, who is the channel that it's going to be on, debuted the new trailer. And gave, not last week, a couple weeks ago, but it gives, I think, more insight into the DC show than I can right now. But in an interview with one of these sites, Farrell gave an update on the show, saying he said it's really dark and really heavy. It's incredibly violent. It's one man's rise to what he always dreamed of inhabiting, which is certain power on social status. The death of Carmine Falcone at the end of the film leaves this vacuum in Gotham to be filled. So there are various people grabbing for that power. This is Oswald's journey trying to rise up through the top, through the extraordinary obstacles. It's super dark. It's a super really twisted 8 hours of television. End quote. So that's exciting. That's intriguing. That makes me want to fucking see it. The show picks right up after the conclusion of the movie, The Batman. So it's actually a continuation of the movie, with Gotham City getting flooded. So, this is probably going to, because I know everyone's thinking, well, part 2's got to pick up with the flood. Well, part 2 of The Batman might not pick up with the flood because of this show. This show might pick up with the flood. We might get past that, and Batman, the movie Batman 2, might not even be dealing with the flood, as I know a lot of people's speculation on the villain being Killer Croc or whatever having to do with this flood. Flood may not be a part of it. We might get through 8 episodes and get past the flood. I don't think so. but it's possible. But you know, in this next chapter, in the Batman saga, we'll be alluding to the idea that they may be doing some crucial setups for the movie, the Batman 2. You know, and there's no premiere date, you know, set yet, but the Penguin is supposed to come sometime in the fall. But throughout the Penguin season 1, Oz will be dealing with other mob forces, right, including the rise of Sophia Falcone, played by Christine Milioti. Despite being a comic book show, the Penguin will essentially be a mob show, right, a mobster drama. Very, very nice, very much like The Sopranos, but dark with Batman. That's what we want. That's what we want. Yeah,
that's what I want to. I want that too.
Yeah. It'd be cool if they set it up where they can bring in like the Killer Crocs, Clayface, and stuff like that.
That would be dope. That would be.
But
really
raw
dope.
talk, that's what Penguin does. Penguin deals with all of them. Like Penguin sells them weapons. Penguin gives them maps for heists and things like that. He makes deals and barters with them. He trades with them, like, and even with the other crime families.
Unfortunately, and like you said, Black Heroes, keeping it simple, they are probably most likely not going to have any of the other like comic-y, rogue-y, villain type character. They're probably going to stick strictly to mob characters that we know, like the Falcones, the Maronis, the different mob families. They probably aren't going to get into any of the other characters, sadly.
The underbelly of Gotham. The underbelly.
Yeah, just the mob stuff, just the realistic stuff, because that's kind of where they're leaning. But when they do introduce Clayface, and I was hoping that they would do it in this show, or it may have its own show. They may just go from the Penguin show to Batman 2 to the Clayface show. So we don't know yet how that's going to line up, but there's going to be Clayface in one of these next projects, either Batman 2 or the next show. But if the movie, the Penguin, and if the Penguin is set to come out in the fall, it is possible that the DC Max show may have, you know, a presence at big events like San Diego Comic-Con to get a bigger audience lined up for the series. You know, and given, you know, that it won't be until 2026 that the Batman 2 comes out, the Penguin will seemingly be the last time for a while that the universe is shown before, you know, that next, you know, sequel. You know, and we'll definitely have some more news and shit on the Penguin in the coming months. But in the meantime, let's sort of flicker through the trailer here. We can't, you know, show it, you know, exactly, obviously, but
imagine if Mr. Freeze was just a killer, you know, and he was like the Iceman, you know, the real live Iceman, the mob killer.
Ooh, Stu ain't gonna like that.
Love interest, though, bro.
Stu want to see. I still want to see Mr. Freeze in the bubble with the freeze ray.
Yeah, I mean that's the comic part, but if we get to some real gritty stuff, that'd be sick too. I mean,
but over his wife, I want to see it over his wife. You know what I mean? Like, what would you do to save your wife? Like, that would be so dope.
Oh, whatever
you did to save your wife.
You could be a monster. You could be a killer. But
remember, he cryogenically froze his wife. So
yeah.
You can be a scientist, a killer, whatever, but you could tie it into some stuff like that. I mean, I think there's a way you can really do it to make it interesting and yet more realistic to the character. That'd be crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we'll see, but the show is gonna definitely be on the more realistic side. Is definitely not gonna be on the comic-y side, just like the movie was. I mean, Riddler looked nothing like any Riddler we've ever seen before, and I wasn't mad at that. I was not mad at anything. The movie was great.
I wasn't mad at it either. I really wasn't.
I like the psychopath Riddler. I like that guy.
Yeah.
So here's the Penguin teaser. And this is on screenrant.com. You can check it out on screenrant.com, Black Heroes, if you want to see the trailer in full with all the sound and all that.
He's a big deal.
So yeah, you can tell he's got that gangster swag, and you can see the grittiness. It definitely looks very gritty.
I'm gonna have to check out. I'm gonna have to see the sounds. I'm gonna have to see everything, bro.
Wow, look how dark it looks.
Yeah.
And I don't mean
I thought this
lighting.
was a TV show. This looks like the Batman 2 trailer.
Yeah,
is this a TV
dope?
series?
Yeah. See, bro, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I don't watch the CW and any of those network TV shows. If I'm gonna watch a TV show, it better look like this. It has to look like a fucking movie.
Yeah.
I want it to be film quality. Because once The Sopranos came out, I never watched TV shows at all. Never watched any shows. I hated fucking TV. I hated shows. I hated fucking commercials. I just would watch movies back to back. That's all I would watch. I was a film buff. Wanted to be a filmmaker. I was all into film. Went to film school. I was into film classes and the whole thing, but never was into TV. TV was taboo. Sopranos came out, changed my whole perspective. And shows like that, HBO shows, and then Breaking Bad came out, and Mad Men showed me that network TV could do it if they fucking wanted to. And then now I expect that, like, if you're not giving me at least Breaking Bad quality, I'm not fucking with it. But it should look like a movie, because that's what I want about a show. That's why I almost prefer series now, because I can get a 15-hour movie. If I really love that movie, I want to watch that motherfucker for 15 hours. Or, have you ever seen a movie that was so dope and you're like, man, I wish I could watch that shit again for the first time. Like, I wish I could see it again for the first time. And that's kind of like what these shows are like. It's like seeing a movie you love for the first time over and over and over, because every episode is that movie again, but it's different. It's the next episode, but it's the same thing in a way. So it kind of gives you that everlasting movie, if you will. But I mean, this is phenomenal. I mean, you definitely hit it on the head, Black Heroes. This is definitely does not look like a TV show.
And it's, but also the only
I would thought it was a movie.
Yeah. The only drawback from, like, what you were saying, Reno, is you get so attached and enthralled into the show that when it ends, you're sad and shit. It's like same thing like Sons of Anarchy. I was sad at the end, man. I was like, damn, I want this world to keep going, because I felt I was part of Sam Crow. Like,
Game of Thrones.
You know what I mean?
I still rewatch Game of Thrones every year, like from episode 1 all the way through. And when I do, every year when I come back to that joint, I feel like I'm seeing old friends again, bro. Like, that's how it really because you, like you said, you get into that world for so long. You be in that shit. They have a much better potential to pull you in than a movie does, because it's gonna keep coming at you. It's gonna keep coming.
I'm the same way with Star Trek, so I know how y'all feel.
Star Trek, yeah.
Especially Next Generation, man. Come on, man. Next Generation, that right there, man.
Oh yeah, that was my shit. That was my shit with Data and Jordan.
Yeah, man.
Fucking Picard.
Yeah, man. It was so detailed. Everything was great, man, about that show. And
that was my favorite.
They went into
that's the only one I really watched, but my pop, because he put me onto it. He was a big fan of the original, and he put me on to the new one with Jordy and Data, and we were watching this shit, talking about it in school, like when that show was out. Like, everybody was watching that.
And the other ones, the few of them was good, but that Generations, man, it was just something about it. They had the great balance, the real great balance, but it was just a time, man, where even television back then was great.
It was. And you got to remember, Star Trek: The Next Generation started in the 80s.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Check this out. I just noticed this. Right there, it says Iceberg.
Iceberg Lounge.
Yeah,
that's his club.
Yeah. Look at that. That's Gotham right there. Looking like New York.
Yep.
Maserati.
And but see, also, I don't want people, like, I mean, you have critics that'll be like, oh, why ain't they showing Batman? Leave that alone. Let Batman be the movies. Let these villains and the other heroes of Gotham, because they are in plain clothes, Let them, the Harvey Dents. Let's see Harvey Dent and stuff like that.
I want to say something about that though, because you have Sony doing this bullshit with all the Spider-Man villains and making really crap projects with just villains. But the reason that this works, and what you're saying, Raw Talk, the reason that it would work with this is because if it was making shows that are spin-offs from a movie, like if Craven and Venom and all the Spider-Man spin-offs that they want were coming from the universe of a movie that we've already seen Spider-Man in,
yes,
that would be dope. I would be down for that. That would make perfect sense. Then we could get into the movies. Morbius. All these movies would make sense because they're part of a Spider-Man movie universe. And this being part of a Batman movie universe, it's not just a random dude. If they just randomly made a show about Penguin that had nothing to do with a Batman movie, I wouldn't even be that interested. I'd be like, oh, okay. But most people, because I'm a Batman fan, I'd be into it. But most people would not. They would not care.
Yeah,
the reason they care is because this is that Colin Farrell Penguin from that dope movie.
Yes. Yep. And I think that's where DC really elevates. I mean, not for nothing. Yeah, you got the CW, but they still elevate at keeping the continuity together. Even with the CW, you had the Arrowverse, you had the Flash, you had the Heroes of Tomorrow or what have you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They know how to keep continuity,
and every year they bring everybody together. Once a year, they bring everybody together, all the shows. They bring all the heroes together and fight one big problem.
Yeah, and even if you look at their movies, it may be questionable what Zack Snyder was doing at the time, but it kept the continuity. He kept those guys together in a state of, hey, this is that DCEU or what have you.
Yeah.
Marvel tends to say, okay, we have our side and we have a TV side and we have an animation side. So, and then now if you look at what you call it's doing for James Gunn's doing for the DC universe, that's what he seen. He's like, yo, I got to keep a continuity together to keep people enthralled in these characters from animation to television and into movie.
Who's this guy or girl? Who is that? Who is this?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Where?
This guy.
That's a guy. It looks like. I couldn't tell you.
Then wasn't Catwoman she was black. He looked like Lenny Kravitz. So Zoe Kravitz brother type deal.
Might be his brother.
Yeah, that's another character they got to stop doing in Batman movies is Catwoman. I mean, come on, how many Catwomans we gonna get, bro? Like,
well, she's like his girl though.
Yeah, you gotta have the Catwoman, man.
I'd have Catwoman. That's his girl. I mean,
Batman his pleasure.
Deny him his pleasure.
He's too busy being Batman.
Nah, but I mean, I it seems like if you think about it, in every Batman movie, Catwoman was always on point. The Catwoman character has never really failed.
Yeah,
never. There's always a dope character, regardless.
Well, Colin's favorite character. He said, "My favorite Batman actors are movie. I mean, Heath takes it. He said he's of the late. He's talking about Joker, obviously. He said, I mean, I don't want to sit on the fence, but I've enjoyed so many of them. I love Jack Nicholson as well as the Joker.
That accent is crazy.
Yeah, dude, it's Scottish.
I like that.
And these these characters of lore are so well designed initially that they just withstand. He said it was like Christian Bale was asked a question. He said, I saw once about the new Batman that was coming and about Robert Pattinson playing Batman, and Christian said something along the lines of, and I paraphrase, that these characters and they survive that they invite multiple interpretations. He said, and I love Danny DeVito, of course, as the Penguin. I grew up watching Tim Burton's film. And he said, but I go back to the show as well, to Adam West and Burgess Meredith, the first Penguin I ever saw. Yeah. There's so many of them. Who my favorite is, I don't know. So he's definitely he's been watching Batman his whole life, just like us. He said, I have a soft spot for Michael Keaton because I was like maybe 10 or 11 or 12 when I saw that, and I was just obsessed with it. And I was about 10 because it's 1989. I was born in 79, so I was exactly 10 when Batman came out, and so was Farrell. So that movie changed my life, bro. That movie was the shit. And I can definitely, if he, coming from that world, coming from that Batman, that's dope. And despite continued talk of superhero fatigue, but Farrell definitely goes on to compare superheroes to the Greek gods of our times, and calling them aspirational and questionable. But he has his list of favorites and shit, and it's the same shit that we fuck with. So he's definitely a fan for real. So I expect very good things from the Penguin show. But speaking of Batman villains, we got some Joker news as well. My favorite villain, probably period, the Joker. And again, probably because of Batman, because of Jack Nicholson's the Joker. That's probably why, he's just the Joker, and obviously the comics and the character and the design and everything. I just love the idea of the playing card for some reason, the Joker, the whole thing about it. I don't know.
It's
I was a kid. I used to collect Jokers. Like I had a whole box of different Jokers from different decks. Like anytime I saw a deck of cards, I would find the Joker and I would take it. And I had a fucking big collection of Joker cards. I just like the character. It was just a great concept. And
even when playing spades, Jokers are the best.
Word, yeah, you know what I'm saying. But he's got some new shit coming out. The DC Comics has announced a new anthology hardcover called Joker the World. It's a 184-page anthology that features Joker stories by teams like representing 13 different countries. The renowned storytellers like Jeff Johns, Satoshi Miyagawa, David Rubin, German Peralta, Avalero Fong, Jason Fabok, a lot of writers from different countries like Spain and Germany, Italy, Brazil, Mexico, Czech Republic, Turkey, Japan, Korea, Cameroon, Poland, Argentina, and it's called Joker the World for that reason. And it'll be in regular LCSs and bookstores and shit, and probably Walmart and shit on September 17th. So it's a ways away, but I'll be definitely looking out for that. But it says, what does the Joker do when on holiday in Spain? How has he inspired others to follow in his footsteps? Creating Joker duplicates in Germany and Turkey? How does Joker in Cameroon find inspiration? Only the top writers from artists from each country can provide the answers in unique stories celebrating one of the most compelling characters in pop culture. The covers are dope. I'll show you in a second. This September, the Joker takes his unique brand of madness and mayhem on world tour as DC today announced plans to publish Joker the World, a 184-page anthology. But yeah,
they should do something where the Joker is the president of the United States. How that would work?
like a Lex Luthor.
Yeah, but Joker as the president, and he's fighting for the country.
It would be like Purge. It would just be anarchy. He would just be like, fucking just anarchy is now the new law. Yeah, it would be the purge out this motherfucker.
The Joker purge.
That'd be a crazy
and Joker fish. And the Joker fish would be the national animal.
Yeah.
Well, the he's also got another comic, a new transformation where he's actually like a good guy. It's called it's in Action Comics 1063, but he's always been, obviously a criminal, and he's destroyed Gotham, countless times, and in different universes, but has always succeeded in, tearing shit up. But now he's like ended the world, and there's no doubt that the Joker, is a great villain. But in this new Superman story, it also suggests that he could be an amazing hero too. Since you brought that up about him being president, I thought I would mention this book. It's like a bizarro version of Joker. Like I said, Action Comics 1062. It's brand new, but it's got a sane version of Joker that teams up with Superman to defeat Bizarro Superman. Obviously it's a surprising team up that we're not used to seeing, but with Bizarro turning everybody on Earth into their opposites, that it sort of, makes sense. And the Joker becomes the sanest man on Earth, right? Because he's the craziest motherfucker on Earth.
Yes,
his opposite. Yeah, his opposite now is the sanest man on Earth. So now he
yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah. It looks like something that may be interesting. What happened to Black Heroes? I'm sorry, did he dip?
Yeah, he had.
Yeah, he said.
Oh, you got to get with the family time. Word is gone.
I wanted to go back to what you was talking about with Colin Farrell, and they was talking about what you were saying about hero fatigue, superhero fatigue. There's no such thing. I mean, there's no such thing as Batman fatigue. If you think,
I don't think
Batman film has been, watched and accepted. Whenever he's on screen, whatever he's announced, you're gonna watch. You're not gonna be fatigued about it because Batman. I think he's one of the ones that is has that immunity to a hero fatigue situation or a label, so to speak.
Well, yeah, and generally when they talk about superhero fatigue, they're talking about these big, Avenger type movies, big, adventure, superhero-y, teams and big events. But you can do a Batman movie, as Matt Reeves has just shown us, that is a fucking cop mystery.
Yeah.
It don't have to be a superhero flick. So yeah, you're right. You could do Batman in any way. It's just a very versatile character, and it doesn't really susceptible to the superhero fatigue myth, which it is a myth. Stu, sorry, but I do want to say
no, it is a myth. No, it is
a myth. It's bullshit because honestly, it's not that they're fatigued with superhero movies. They're just fatigued with that same fucking cookie cutter origin movie that you keep putting out.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
I would love to see a Bruce Wayne show, just strictly a real Bruce Wayne show where he hones his craft as Batman without wearing the cowl and cape and all that. You know what I'm saying? No, I mean really getting down and dirty behind the scenes before he really decides to don the cape.
Why do you? Well, hold on, Stu. Let's see. Why do you say that? Why would you want to see that?
Because because you got to go through his trauma. You know what I'm saying? Real trauma of seeing Gotham City and crumbling. He see the crime, the mobsters, just like with this Penguin thing. You know what I'm saying?
So it's a psychological drama.
Yeah, it's a drama, but even before Penguin, before the Batman.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Stu, see what he's getting at is we're talking about being able to versatilely use this character and make movies that aren't really traditionally superhero movies. What can you do with this character? And that is one way. That is one thing you could do with the character. You could talk about him before he's Batman, go into the psyche of it. It would just be another kind of movie. I wouldn't call that a Batman movie, obviously, but it's a movie with the character.
Exactly. Extend his time with the League of Shadows. Let's see, the different techniques.
That I would be into. I want to see League of Shadows, bro.
That would be a dope show. The League of Shadows.
That's what the first Christian Bale movie was really about.
Yeah, but I mean,
but Batman, really y'all got to remember Y'all gotta remember something about Batman. Batman is just a detective in a costume.
He's a
Like, he
ninja
is
too.
truly a detective.
He's a real
Right.
ninja
But
too.
he's a detective.
But he's
Right.
a
He's a
ninja
detective
too.
with ninja skills. But he's a
He's a
detective with
ninja
ninja
too.
skills.
He's a
I just
ninja
said
with
him, a
detective
detective with ninja
skills. He's
skills.
a ninja with detective
But
skills.
but
However you want to spin it is cool with me.
yeah,
But
he's a
look at it like
detective.
this: Batman solves
But you can do either one.
crimes
You can do a
using his
movie about
mind.
his detective skills, or you
And
can do a movie about his ninja
and
skills. That's the
yeah, you
versatility.
could, but
That's what we're saying.
at
He's
the end of the
versatile
day,
enough. You could do all
if
kinds
you
of shit. We know we could do detective movies. That's what we've been talking. That's what we've been doing.
But
He's
like,
just saying this other shit we could do too.
yeah. But like, even with the origin part, like we saying origins, if you're gonna, don't just go over, oh, his parents got shot, boom, now he's Batman in the flick of an eye. Let's get deep into the craziness of how he honed his craft as a detective, as his abilities. You know what I'm saying? Let him face some shit without the cowl and mask. Let him go out there. Like, the best part of the Dark Knight for me, one of the best parts was when he visited Gordon and he only had a ski mask on. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, whoa. You know what I mean? Like, let's see him
I
do
mean,
that.
no, but that's cool because that's one thing that, I mean, that's what you like. That's the versatility. That's the versatility of Batman, Stu. Like, I'm not saying that that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
But that is another way you could do it, because we know he's a detective. We know he's a ninja. But what else can we do, and what are the different ways we could do it that would combat so-called superhero fatigue? We know, you know what I mean? But honestly, I don't think it has to go so drastic as to, not have Batman in it at all, or not have him being a detective or a ninja. But yeah, it's definitely, I mean, look at the Joker.
Yeah.
The movie Joker.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good. Yeah, that's not even,
and nobody knows if he's truly the Joker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It out there like a question: is he just someone who influenced the Joker, or
who
is it
influenced the Joker? Yeah.
something in his mind, or what have you? It gives you a different dynamic, man. It gives you a different way of enjoying that character. That's all I'm saying. It's like, I want to enjoy him, and instead of the typical way we already know, because we know what he's about generally with all these characters. But let's get a different dynamic where we can be like, yo, I could see that. I think that's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Nolan did it in his way. You know what I'm saying? With Christian Bale, which was cool. You know what I'm saying? I dig that universe. Even back when Michael Keaton was Batman, that universe was dope too. It's like we can get in depth of, if we say we want some real gritty, like with this Penguin, it's real gritty. That's a different take, and hopefully they keep that up with the villains.
Yeah.
It's a real ill gritty take on the villains, their philosophy, their psychology, and how they move, and what makes them who they are.
Stu's favorite Joker is the grittiest, the Jared Leto Joker. And
Jared Leto's Joker is dope.
Yeah, that a lot of people hate on it. A lot of people hate on it.
Why? He was the most illest, because he was like that he was the gangster Joker, like on some real.
I mean, this is the type of shit, like this hero Joker. It says Joker's talent for manipulation has always been one of his greatest skills, and with the power of sanity, it would make him one of DC's greatest heroes. I disagree with this statement because, first of all, being a manipulator is not make you a great hero. It's not a positive thing. And the power of sanity just makes him more diabolical. It would make him more. If Joker was sane, he'd be fucking Lex Luthor, right? He'd be Lex Luthor. But this hero Joker, I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of it, but it is what it is. But Snyder has celebrated the Snyder Cut anniversary with a new look at Jared Leto's Joker. Nice. 3 years after the release of Zack Snyder's Justice League, the director has highlighted an image of Jared Leto's Joker. First introduced in David Ayer's Suicide Squad. as the DCEU Joker, which was played by Jared Leto, returned with a new look in the Justice League and in the Snyder Cut at the post-credit scene where he had like long hair. He looked a little different. But one image was of a poster for the Snyder Cut, and Snyder included the quote, "For it is the doom of men that they forget." And on another image, he wrote, "Happy ZSJL Day," which stands for Zack Snyder, Jared Leto, I think. Yeah, Zack Snyder, Jared Leto. Anyway, it's a black and white Jared Leto holding a machine gun. And I'll show you the pictures here. Yeah.
That Jared Leto, I mean, they didn't give him a chance because everybody was still on Heath Ledger Joker. Like that was so phenomenal to gain the Oscar.
Right.
Give Leto the chance. Because Jared Leto, not for nothing, he's great. He can give you a sadistic, maniacal Joker as well. You know, these guys that have played the Joker, their range is far reaching acting wise. You look at the Jokers that, even going back to Cesar Romero, come on, every Joker has been top notch.
Right.
Top notch.
Right. Yeah. He's always, I mean, that's why he's been my favorite character. Jack Nicholson played him. I mean, he's just always been my favorite character. But yeah, Leto was a very far cry from our typical Joker, and that is why a lot of people hated on it. But if you step back and you like think outside the box and you open your mind and you look at it from a different way and like, oh, this dude is a different kind of Joker. It's dark. It's different. Then you can appreciate it. This guy looks like a fucking. This looks like somebody I do not want to see in an alley. Like if I see this motherfucker in a dark alley, I'm going the other way. I'm turning directly around.
In Arkham Asylum, he goes there for vacation purposes.
That's where he goes to relax and unwind.
Yeah. Joker on vacation in Arkham Asylum. Yo.
Straight up.
They should do it. Like all these ideas that could pop out, like they should do comics like that. That'd be crazy. Like him really going on vacation in Arkham Asylum from his mayhem. He's like, I need a vacation. He goes to Arkham Asylum, locks himself in there for vacation.
Hell yeah. There he is.
Yeah.
They said Deborah Snyder, the producer and I think wife of Zack Snyder, said, I think in his performance there's just something super chilling, I think, but it's also a seduction of sorts, and he's playing on all these insecurities. She said it was really fun to be able to dive into that character even for just a short moment. I think it goes a really long way and is really impactful. Deborah Snyder also addressed why Zack wanted to bring Joker for the Snyder Cut. The director realized that compelling Zack Snyder's Justice League, ZSJL, Jared Leto, it's Justice League. What? I thought it said Zack Snyder's J Leto. But Jared Leto would likely be his final foray into the world, meaning that he wouldn't have any other chance to bring the Dark Knight, played by Ben Affleck in the Snyderverse, and the Clown Prince of Crime face to face. Yeah. It was a dope scene. That whole post-apocalyptic shit. I love that shit.
Yeah.
I would love to see that, man, unfold. That would have been so dope. But he said, the why of it was like, listen, Zack was like, this is probably going to be my last shot at doing this, and I can't leave this universe without having a Joker Batman scene. And just the history of what those two meant to each other. Zack and I had, I think, always wanted to do it, which is why we always had that Joker card that Batman had. So the card, where did it come from? I think that's a nice little Easter egg. The DCU has since ended and is so it's unlikely that other main characters from Zack Snyder's Justice League will be back in any more movies, along with Ben Affleck as Batman. The film also starred Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, Jason Momoa as Aquaman, Henry Cavill as Superman, Ezra Miller as the Flash, and Ray Fisher as Cyborg. So yeah, if you see any of those actors, they are not in the new DC. They're not part of the new canon.
Yeah,
they're not part of the new canon. The new canon, however, is called the DCU, and we're gonna hop into that right now, and then we're gonna get into Thundercats. But real quick, not gonna go deep into the DCU because there's not much yet going on. We know that nothing's out yet, but the DC studio changed plans for the first live action show release. Originally Gunn confirmed that the studio would be shooting Superman and Peacemaker season 2 at the same time. He said, yes, we'll be shooting Superman and Peacemaker simultaneously. I've written all the episodes, but no, in the interest of getting the show out there, I won't be able to direct all of them, only some. The DCU boss clarified that Viola Davis, obviously Amanda Waller, remains in development, and Jeremy Carver and Crystal Henry are hard at work writing great stuff. The schedule was impacted by the strikes, but Waller was initially expected to release before Peacemaker 2, and now Gunn focused on developing Superman. And with Viola Davis, the spinoff set to feature several members of Team Peacemaker, as Waller was planned as the DCU's first live-action Max series. This marks a change of plans. Now the DC Studios, as that honor, will instead go to Peacemaker, being the first. And that said, this will not be the first live-action show altogether from DC Studios, as, of course, we just talked about. The Penguin is expected to premiere on Max in late this year, which is not a part of the DCU. The Penguin is part of Elseworlds. It's not a part of the DCU canon. It's not part of any canon except for The Batman. Matt Reeves, Pattinson, that's that universe. It's not part of what's going to come from James Gunn stuff, which is going to be Batman Brave and the Bold. We'll have a new actor playing Batman. Damian Wayne will be there. It will be a whole different thing. Very comic booky, very cool. I'm very excited. But the Batman, the Penguin, the Crime Saga, and then, of course, the all-new DC Cinematic Universe will also release its own canon series before the animated form show Creature Commandos will come out later this year. That'll be the first series. First live-action series will be Peacemaker 2 instead of Waller.
So, we know they're saying that there would be no Zack Snyder or connection or DCEU connection to the new DC universe,
right?
But Amanda Waller is that bridge.
Peacemaker. So John Cena is reprising his DCEU role as Peacemaker, and season 2. This is where it gets kind of funky. So season 1 of Peacemaker is part of the DCEU continuity. It's part of the DCU. It's part of that universe. It's involved in that storyline. Season 2 is really season 1 of the DCU's Peacemaker. Same actors, different story, different universe. And that's the only thing that's going to keep its same actors and be the same thing in this new universe. Because
I know Amanda Waller, she also connects Zack Snyder's universe due to the Jared Leto Batman thing with the what you call it, with James Gunn's what is it? What's the Suicide Squad? So it's like, okay, you're doing it but not doing it. You just keep the remnants there, breadcrumbs there.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they're keeping Peacemaker, it can be a little confusing. It's just that Peacemaker was such a out there show, and it didn't really connect to any of the stuff that they were doing with Justice League and anything, except for the way Amanda Waller might connect indirectly. But the second show, so regarding the timeline of Peacemaker season 2, it's going to take place in the new DCU after James Gunn's Superman movie. Interestingly, Gunn confirmed on Threads that season 1 isn't canon, he said, to the new DCU, but many strands remain constant from the show with the previous DCU timeline. Peacemaker season 2 will have 8 episodes, all written by James Gunn, although he's only gonna direct some of the installments around this time, indicating that other filmmakers will step in to helm new chapters. Waller, Viola Davis, will reprise her role as, the boss, Amanda Waller, in a solo series that the DCU will that will reunite her with, certain members of the Peacemaker team. And this comes after Peacemaker season 1's shock ending, where we saw Waller's daughter expose her work on Task Force X to the world, and in an effort to clear the names of John Cena and the rest of them. And Waller releasing after Peacemaker's next outing comes as a big change, because it was originally billed as season 1.5 to Cena's DC show, but Gunn recently confirmed on Threads that it will now take place after the season 2 of Peacemaker. Blah. So, Lanterns is my favorite upcoming prospect that I'm really interested. Not because I'm a big fan of the Green Lanterns, which I am, but because I'm a big fan of the show True Detective.
Okay. Yeah.
And they said that Lanterns is going to be like True Detective meets
Galaxy.
Lanterns. Right. And no, they're actually going to. So, unfortunately, and one of the biggest upsets about the Lantern show is it's going to take place 90% on Earth. It's going to be about them hacking around Earth, doing shit on Earth, and I'm not really super happy about that.
Oh, you know what they're doing, right? Men in Black style.
Yes.
Men in Black. Yeah.
Yes. Exactly. Men in Black meets True Detective. Lanterns is being billed as True Detective-esque, taking place primarily in Precinct Earth, as two Green Lanterns, Hal Jordan and John Stewart, uncover a terrifying mystery that ties into the larger story of the DCU's Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. And although Jordan and Stewart are leading the way, Gunn has confirmed that in his DCU slate announcement that there will be other Lanterns. Obviously, Guy Gardner is one that we know is because he's going to be in the Superman movie, played by Nathan Fillion. So that's 3 Lanterns right now that we know of. John Stewart, Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, all supposed to be in it, and then however many others that they end up doing. The other show, Booster Gold, is going to introduce time travel to the DCU with Michael Carter, quote unquote, a loser from the future who uses basic future technology to come back to today and pretend to be a superhero. That's basically what he is. He's someone that goes to the future, gets super future tech, and comes back today and uses that to be a superhero in today's world. And that's Booster Gold in a nutshell. He's a futuristic superhero in a way. He's going to debut what is expected to be a comedy series. It's going to be
are they presenting it? Are they presenting it like that? Because Booster Gold is from the future.
Yeah, they're presenting it like that. He's a loser from the future. He doesn't go to the future from now and get stuff and come back. He's just a loser from the future that uses tech from the future, comes back to now when that future tech makes him a super guy. And
he's just a blast from the past, a loser from the future.
Right. And at the time of the DCU announcement in January 2023, the actor was already in talks to play Booster Gold. Some think it was should be Chris Pratt, but we don't know. Now, Paradise Lost is called their Game of Thrones-ish story, which will swap citizens of Westeros for the Amazons of Themyscira. So it'll be a Game of Thrones in Themyscira with Wonder Woman and all the women of the Amazons. And it's like a political intrigue behind the society of all women. So think Game of Thrones with their political, intrigue of the political, backstabbing and little shit that they do. And I'm sure it'll be plenty of that with, and it'll be this Wonder Woman spinoff exploring the origins of Themyscira, taking place years before the Justice League hero that we know of, Wonder Woman, was ever born. So this is a prequel to her life. She's not born yet. And this ought to lay the groundwork for you know, a new iteration of Wonder Woman, obviously, to come into the DCU. So recasting Gal Gadot, of course, and making a new Wonder Woman, but she'll come from this new Themyscira, which we'll see in this show. And we'll have new characters. So probably some character from this show will be an old woman that's like one of Wonder Woman's mentors, and we'll see her in her younger years in the Game of Thrones-esque story Paradise Lost. That's what I kind of guess. But the first series that comes out will be Creature Commandos. But that's basically it right now that we know. I mean, there's a lot of more shit that we could go into for the DCU. You know, obviously Gods and Monsters, you know, and all the shows and movies that will be in it. Obviously, there's going to be Superman, the live action Superman. There's going to be Superwoman, Supergirl, Women of Tomorrow. In fact, here's a quick before we get into Thundercats, which we're going to get into next. Here's a quick list of the movies that are in the DCU that are going to be coming out in this first chapter. Superman, right there is a great picture of Superman, played by this guy here, Corn Sweat, with these actors here, James Gunn running it, this guy playing Mr. Terrific. And it's a very picturesque Superman. Yeah, there's a whole big thing about it on the site right here called screenrant.com. You can read it. I'm not going to go into it because we do have to move on to the Thundercats. But here at number 11, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Very promising story, played by Millie Alcock. So she's from the Game of Thrones spinoff by there she is right there, playing the main character in the first episode, first part of the first season. And she's playing this character, Supergirl, who is from the Woman of Tomorrow comic, is what she's based on, and which is a very, very, very good comic by Tom King. That will be if you want to know, you know, what she's going to be about, read that book. The Brave and the Bold. This is the Batman of the Gunn universe. Very excited about this. Damian Wayne, my favorite Robin. And I'm hoping that we're going to get a Batman with a gray suit. I'm sure we're not going to get gray and blue, but we may be lucky enough to get gray and black with some yellow. So I'm hoping, yeah, like this. So something more, you know, along the lines of this for his suit. Like I said, I doubt we'll get blue, but we'll definitely get gray and black. And look at this. These are all the characters from Brave and the Bold. I mean, everybody's fucking here, from Green Ivy, Black Mad Hatter, fucking the ventriloquist dude, obviously Bane, Freeze, Joker, ventriloquist, Riddler, Catwoman, Clayface, Two-Face, Ra's al Ghul, Zaz. I see everybody here. And then you've got Swamp Thing. I'm very excited about the Swamp Thing show. Very, very, very excited about the Swamp Thing show. It's going to be a dark. This is Justice League Dark. You've got Deadman right here, Zatanna, I think, and the Magic Users. So it'll be a very cool show based on those things. And then we've got the Authority. This is going to be very interesting. You've got the Midnighter. You've got some really cool characters in this. The Super Soldier Midnighter, which I think is gay. I don't know. There's some gay characters. But they're all very cool, ass kicking, you know, dope characters, and that's them right there. They're really cool as a team, but they're almost like anti-heroes. They're really like violent. They're like the Justice League if it was invincible, right? If they just killed people, like, you know, ripped their heads off. Look at Jared Leto. But you know, that's what they're all about. And so I'm very interested to see that. The main character, see this the Chrome chick right here off to the side, the Chrome looking one. She is the main villain of the Superman movie. Her name is the Engineer. And she'll be the main villain of the Superman movie. Luthor is going to be in it. He's not going to be a villain in the movie. Lex Luthor's just going to be a guy, a young guy. But 7, Teen Titans. So we are getting the DCU's Teen Titans movie that was not included in the first announcement. So this is a big surprise to a lot of people. They're doing a Teen Titans movie. So I'm excited about that as well, because Teen Titans are fucking dope. and yeah, it's long overdue. But it says right here on March 15th, 2024, it was reported that Teen Titans movie was in active development with Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow screenwriter Anna Nagura attached as the principal movie director. No director or cast members have been announced. However, the fact that The Brave and the Bold centers around Batman and Damian Wayne suggests that the Titans movie doesn't feature Batman's first Robin, Dick Grayson. Instead, a younger Robin, perhaps Damian himself, may lead to the DCU's Teen Titans. So that's a good idea. And then you've got Peacemaker, and then Creature Commandos. That's the animated monster joint. There's some images, very cool looking characters, monsters, and World War II guys, and yeah, just really out there characters. Rick Flag, some good actors attached. Frank Grillo is a cool martial artist actor that he'll be playing Rick Flag. It's a good casting. And then you got Waller. Obviously, we know about Waller. Viola Davis, she totally killed it in the Peacemaker show and the DCEU shit. And she'll be back kicking ass. Paradise Lost, we just talked about. That's your Themyscira in Game of Thrones. Who knows if that's going to be good or complete trash. It could go either way very easily. Booster Gold, a comedy, potentially going to be good, going to be funny. I'm not super excited about it. I'm not a comedy guy, but I'm sure I'll watch it. And then Lanterns, like I said, True Detective meets Green Lanterns, and already 3 Lanterns that we know of. So we might get Kyle Rayner. We might get some more in there. It'd be cool. And yeah, and Peacemaker season 2. Yeah, so that is the DCU rundown. That's what's coming down the pike for DCU. Now the big star of the show tonight is the Thundercats live action movie. It's still happening. And from what we hear, the director explaining that it's going to be just like the 80s cartoon. He's taking it right from the 80s cartoon. So far, there hasn't been a lot of information on what the story is going to look like, because the writer and his partners, Wingard and Simon Barrett, have taken on a complete script rewrite. The script had already existed for Thundercats before Wingard signed on to the project. That was written by David Cogshaw. But writing the Thundercats script has been a lifelong passion for Wingard. He just directed the Godzilla vs. Kong movie. I don't know if you guys seen that. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
I've seen you're talking about the new one, the when they team up. Yeah, I've seen the previews and stuff like that. I'll have to watch it in full to really give a proper breakdown and my analysis on it. But from what I've seen so far, I'm not really keen on it. It's a movie made for kids, basically.
Whoa.
Yeah, know why I say that?
Why?
Like, how the fuck King Kong gets a bionic arm and shit? Like, he got the
wow. It's a gauntlet. Whoa.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How the fuck he, you know what I'm saying? Like,
because King Kong ain't got nothing. He ain't got nothing.
Who made him a big ass gauntlet?
Exactly. Like,
in the movie, they made him a gauntlet. All right. In the last movie, he had this axe. Man, humans made it for him. Like in the last movie, Kong he had this axe. Yeah, he had this axe in the last movie, and apparently he must have lost the axe or broke it, because it was a good weapon for him. And remember, Godzilla has radioactive breath, and it burns everything. Burns through the ground, burns through the sky, burns up clouds. I don't know nothing that burns up clouds. So it had to be something that he could use in order to fight, because the new Gorilla Scar has like a weapon that's like a whip, but it's made out of bone. It's like a bone whip that he has. So Kong needs something, bro. He ain't got nothing.
Yeah,
Kong ain't got nothing.
I'm saying it. I mean, the reason why I say it's a movie for kids, because these things are outlandish. It's like,
well, I mean, but it's, I mean, that's like saying all movies, sci-fi movies, are for kids.
well,
Then
no,
because
well, the
sci-fi
reason,
be having some crazy shit.
yeah, but the way they started us out was like the traditional King Kong versus Godzilla type deal, and then they just elevated it into some like.
I would say,
Wow.
yeah, I'll say that this one was
Nah, that
definitely a
first
bit
movie was
more.
good.
This one,
I
yeah,
never
the
said
first
it
one was
was
good.
bad. I just said they
Godzilla
started
King of the
off.
Monsters was good.
Those were good.
Godzilla
But
versus
this one,
Kong was good.
I will say, I felt this one was kind of like cheesy. I think, like
I ain't seen it yet, so I can't
I've
say
seen
that.
it.
But I can
It
say
was a little
I can
cheesy.
say
When in the beginning,
I can say
when
I'm
they
excited
show,
for it.
well, when they show Kong running around and he's got a toothache and it's just it's kind of silly, and then he goes to Earth and he's like, help me with my tooth, and they come over with a crane and pull his tooth. It's just like, really,
Yeah, it's like
it's
you
a lot.
elevated to some kids stuff like the Godzilla cartoon or the King Kong cartoon.
It's not
like,
bad.
I'm not saying it's bad in
It's
this.
just a little cheesy.
Way.
It's a little cheesy.
Entertaining, but what's next?
But it's
next
okay.
King Kong and Godzilla in space, and King Kong got a exosuit.
Yeah, they did a Godzilla. Yes, they did a Godzilla in space, and he fought Mecha Godzilla.
Oh wow,
Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah.
But that was the dope part about the last Godzilla King Kong movie, was they introduced Mecha Godzilla. Like nobody saw that coming until you saw the movie. They didn't even show him in the previews. They didn't show Mecha Godzilla in the previews.
But
you just thought Kong and Godzilla was going to get it in.
Back in the day.
Well, I think so. I think Raw Talk wants a more realistic Godzilla movie where it's like real kaiju monsters coming out. But I don't know.
Kaiju
can't because if it's too much based in reality, what kind of fun would it be?
I like the because I like I mean, but honestly, I feel you, Stu, and I also feel you, Raw Talk, because like having Godzilla curl up in the Coliseum in Rome and sleep like a baby in the like it's a crib, that was a little bit. I was like, really?
Yeah, exactly. It's like they're turning it into.
That's what happens too. Godzilla fights. He fights the thing, and then he curls up in the Coliseum in Rome, and then sleeps in the Coliseum for like a while. He totally destroys Rome, and people act like he's the hero. And this is what I don't get. Like everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Godzilla. He helps us with the monsters. That's what he does. He comes out and he fights the monsters for us." But there was this crab creature, just on 4 crab legs. You know how crab legs are barely touching anything. It's just like a point. So all they're really touching is where they touch. And this crab, he's got like 4 legs, he's like a 4-legged crab, and he's just like walking through like the city. Yeah. Kong comes out, or Godzilla comes out, and just raises the whole city, just crushes all the buildings just to come over and wrestle and roll around with this crab. And they roll around, and Godzilla just destroys Rome, and everybody acts like he's the fucking good guy. I don't know. It's a little bit funny. It's funny, but it's funny. It's like, it's not a bad, like I said, I mean, but it does, the movies do get progressively more outlandish.
Yeah, absurd. Like, the collateral damage alone.
But they have to. It's like Fast and the Furious. Look how ridiculous they ended up getting, because they had to outdo the last movie.
Exactly. And it becomes, I mean, I understand it's in the imagination part. I can understand that, but how far are we willing to take the imagination? Like, you know what I mean? If we go that
I'm down. I like seeing Kong with all the Godzilla shit, like the different Godzillas and the mechas and all the different monsters. Ghidorah. I want to see all the Mothra. Like, I want to see all the different monsters come out. Kong running around with tools talking to people is a little bit much for me. I'm not to me, Stu, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not really a big fan of like the Smart Hulk, the Yoga Hulk, the Hulk from She-Hulk and all that. And it almost like, I was like, damn, don't give me Smart Kong. Don't give me fucking Smart Kong.
Exactly. I want Kong the motherfucking mad. He beats and conquers. He's King Kong for a reason. He's there to be the number one. Period.
If I have a gripe about the movie, it's that Kong was a little bit nerfed. I'll say that.
It is a Godzilla movie.
Godzilla versus Kong.
So he can't outdo Godzilla. So he got to be something different.
Still could have been. Even if he would have been a badass Kong, he still ain't gonna outdo Godzilla. It's Godzilla.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
right.
based on
No, I get that,
historical
but
means,
no, I get that, but at
he's
the
like,
end of the
he's
day,
like a teddy bear. He's like a soft. He's like a Kong. He's like a good guy. I'm King Kong. I'm like Winnie the Pooh.
I mean, you know.
that kid.
I'll watch the movie just to see how they put the damn gauntlet on his arm. I'm watching the movie just for that purpose.
I honestly,
they do have a clip of it. They have a clip of it on YouTube. I'll send it to you where they explain the gauntlet thing. They explain it, John, like why they gave it to him and how he did it. How they did it. And why they gave it to him and what it does.
Oh my God, dog! We've been talking all this time. We supposed to be talking about Thundercats.
Oh yeah.
I know.
How did we
I gotta break out. Listen,
Stu, I know you gotta go.
I would love to talk about Thundercats, but I gotta break out, man.
I was trying to get the Thundercats for you.
I know, man. I gotta roll, man. I gotta roll. We wasted too much time. But it'll be
Thundercats will take another 5-10 years to make, man. I don't think.
What were you saying, Stu?
Peace.
Before you go, Stu, what were you about to say?
Yeah. But Thundercats is. I hope we've been waiting for this for a while, and they've had a couple attempts at Thundercats. There was one that was released in Japan, but we'll never see it. We'll never get the light of day over here. Bringing a Thundercats movie over here is like bringing a Star Blazers movie over here. If it ain't done right, or it ain't done close to what the cartoon was, nobody will like it. Just like when they did the live action Dragon Ball Z. It was nowhere near what the cartoon was. Everybody hated it. So we have to get our cartoon accurate Thundercats or it will fail. Period. It will fail. But I'm excited for it.
That's what they're saying, Stu.
I'm definitely excited for it.
That's what I want you to know, because this guy said he wants the Thundercats reboot movie to feel like an 80s cartoon adventure that adults and kids can relate to. But if you were a fan of the 80s cartoon, he said, I'm putting them in the same costumes. They're going to look the same. It's going to really be the fucking 80s cartoon in live action. So that could backfire, but that could be what we want. I mean, that's what I've been asking for Christ's sake. Give me the accuracy.
It has to be. We know when they tried to do the Thundercats before, they tried to switch it up and it didn't work. They just kept getting rejected here. And then they did it in Japan. It didn't go over well.
No.
Then they did Star Blazers, which is Battleship Yamato.
Yeah.
Didn't do it the way it was supposed to be done. It was boring. People hated it and they did not love it. Dragon Ball Z. We did the live action DBZ movie here. Horrible. Horrible, because you got to, and stuff like that, you have to stay true to those characters because that's how they were created. They were people's individual ideas that has a lot of time going into it. Not like earlier when we were talking about Batman. You can say, well, I want Batman to be this and Batman to be that. I want to see this, I want to see that. But that's what we think individually. And those IPs, you can't do that because those creators sat down and really thought about this and made it what it is. So it can't be nothing else than what it is in order for it to be good. Like Invincible. You can't make Invincible something that it ain't because it won't be good if it's not. Yeah. And that's what happened with The Walking Dead. That's why The Walking Dead started declining, because they started throwing too much Hollywood, too much other ideas in there. Daryl Dixon, the new spinoff they got, the other spinoffs they had, they never.
Spinoffs are dope.
Yeah, the spinoffs
are dope. I stopped watching the show a long time ago, but the spinoff, Daryl Dixon.
I do like the one, the Living. What's the one? The Living Walking Dead. The one where the dude went. The one where the guy went. When he left and went with the other group. You know what I'm talking about?
Rick and Michonne.
No, he's talking
about. I
like
Rick and Michonne, but I like the other one.
The Morgan one.
Yeah, Morgan. The Morgan one was dope.
Oh yeah, that's
that
hard.
Morgan. And he joined. Remember, he joined the other group, the something Walking Dead, where they were on the West Coast. Yes, they're on the West Coast. That was dope. That I like. That I like. Yeah, I liked that one. But but the IPs, IP like Thundercat, you gotta
the Daryl Dixon show and the Maggie and Negan show was okay, but the Michonne and Rick one has been great. Like I literally shed a fucking tear. I literally shed a tear.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, Michonne and Rick has been great. It really has. It really has. Because you got to remember, in the comic, they don't get together at all. They have no.
Yeah, that's a whole different
love
world.
interest for each other. Right, and that's what makes that kind of good, because it's something you can see.
Yeah.
But as far as Thundercats, we got to understand Thundercats is a very, very, very It's a very, very dope IP. I love Thundercats, and we all did. It was original. It was a very original idea. But you can't bring it to the big screen unless you're going to do it some justice,
You got to
and you
stick
can't
to the
change the
original.
story. Got to
Yeah.
stick to it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you do.
Well, I'm getting ready to tell y'all all about the story that they're gonna do, and all about the aesthetic and how they're gonna stick to the '80s versions and all of that. So,
but if
Yeah,
they
I'm gonna just listen. I gotta chime in the chat, but I gotta go. I gotta start getting ready for
all
work.
right,
all right,
bro.
But I'll
now
chime in
be
the
easy,
chat.
be safe, bro. All right,
All right, peace.
All right,
peace.
one.
Peace.
Yeah, with the Thundercats, man. I think once if they want to build a franchise and have make a movie series, because that's what they're mostly trying to grasp at these days, making 2, 3, or 4 movies
Yeah,
or
franchise.
continuity. I think they have to introduce the Silverhawks at that point too into that universe.
Yeah, that would be good. I mean, the Silverhawks.
I mean, Thundercats, eventually Silverhawks, but the Thundercats, yeah, like you said,
Eventually,
they
yeah.
gotta make it right. They gotta make it right to the '80s. That feel, that but then if you do, I don't know how that'll play now, because the '80s had its own feel, its own, you know what I'm saying? It had its own cult following in this
Well,
sense.
like fantasy was real big in the '80s.
Yeah,
The whole vibe of Dungeons and Dragons was going on, and Conan and all the fantasy movies were real big in the '80s. Fucking Beastmaster, all that shit. So
exactly.
it was just hype for the time, but the live action, or this director, the guy that's making this one, that's what he's saying. He's saying that it's he's aiming, he's trying to make it like the '80s joint. Like he wants fans of the '80s show to be like, yeah, they recognize that. Like he said, if you were into the show, you're gonna recognize shit.
If he does it in a way where it resembles the feel of, let's say, like the Conans, and maybe you add Star Wars into that, because remember, Star Wars was '80s as well, late '70s.
That's one of the things that started the whole hype on fantasy.
Yeah, that you making an adventure tale. I mean, you go as far as Lord of the Rings. That's all you have to do, Lord of the Rings style. But you'll have your different characters in it. I mean, it'll work, man. It'll work.
I mean, there hasn't been much detail on the story, but the writer Wingar, he said that he intends to stay true to the classic Thundercats, both in the mythology and aesthetic. He did an interview where he said that he wants the Thundercats reboot to feel like an '80s cartoon adventure that adults and kids alike can relate to, and moving away from the live action appearance of cats. The Godzilla King Kong director hopes that a unique CGI hybrid animation could blend together the hyperrealism of a live action and the original aesthetic of the cartoon series. And I've said this many times, CGI should be just that. It should be a complement to real effects. It should be airbrushing or whatever. You should have original. You should have like a real suit. Like the guy should really be in full makeup, and the CGI might fill in the gaps or make his eyes look real or whatever. That's fine. But when it's just a complete head to toe cartoon of a guy, with mocap, that's not going to ever look that real until they get better technology, which they're pretty fucking close to in the gaming world, but in movies they haven't reached. But
because if you look at the difference in, it depends on what company does that effect. Because if you look at the Incredible Hulk movies, right, the 2 Incredible Hulk movies and the Avenger movies, the Incredible Hulk, the second Incredible Hulk movie with what you call it as the Incredible Hulk, was the best Hulk.
Yeah.
CGI by far was the best.
Yeah.
The one before that with Eric Banner, whack. The one after that with old boy, the Smart Hulk, whack.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
on the company they use and how detailed their graphics.
Even if you go now back and look at go back now and watch that movie, with the one with Fight Club, the Fight Club guy, that Hulk. I mean, you'll still you'd be surprised at how different it'll look to you now. You know, and but so there's not been any announcements on casting for Thundercats, but it has amassed an impressive crew behind the scenes. We've got the director Adam Wingard, which is fresh off directing Godzilla vs. Kong, which has already grossed almost 200 million, probably more by now. But Scott Barrett, Wingard's co-writer, is known for writing scripts for horror movies like You're Next, VHS, The Guest, and producers like Dan Lin and Roy Lee, who were producers on Wingard's movie Death Note, which was a live action, you know, adaptation of an anime, which was not very good and not very well received, and, you know, hopefully does not, you know, is not what Thundercats is going to be like. But the release date info, currently there is not anything like that yet, but Barrett and Wingard have recently undertaken to complete a script, but they said it will not, you know, be out for some time, but
probably 2028, 29.
yeah. I mean, 2026 at the very soonest, but that would be a dream come true.
Because there's other movies we've been waiting for at the same time they was announcing the Thundercats way back. Even Voltron, we've been waiting. You know, I mean, we had Transformers. Why not Voltron? We had what you call it, Pacific Rim. Why not a Voltron? Like, what taking up Voltron?
It's got to be that they don't have the rights, or the people involved didn't agree.
And with the Thundercats, we had, like Stu said earlier, we had some near misses as far as production, but we also had one in Japan that wasn't great at all.
Well, here's what I like. I like when people that are making the movies are big fans of it and understand the nostalgia of it when they're rebooting these properties. And one thing that he said that does give me hope. This is actually a big thing that he said. He said, my version is going to be 100% the 80s version. He said, I've seen the rebooted anime one, but if I'm honest, the 80s one, that's what Thundercats is to me. And that's what I'd want to be creating. When I was in high school, I was so into Thundercats that I wrote this 270-something page screenplay, like handwritten screenplay on it. It was my biggest dream growing up to make a Thundercats movie, and so here I am with the ability to actually do that. I'm still kind of fulfilling that dream.
Nice.
When that dream started, it was well before the anime version, so that's why. That's what I know, and that's the vibe. I'm trying to do it, and if Thundercats ends up happening, which I hope it does, my version, I'd want to bring to life the exact designs from the 80s version. I want the looks of them. I don't want it to be like, okay, it's the movie, so you got to make them look more realistic somehow. No, it's like exactly no. I want to bring the cartoon and toys to life. I want to see the exact costumes and everything.
Okay.
End quote. So that's, yeah, I mean, and he, you know, that's promising because he's telling you right there. He's saying that I've been wanting to do this my whole life. I've been into Thundercats since I was a kid. I've already written screenplays about this. This is not just, I'm not just doing this for the money. You know, someone didn't just hire me out of nowhere. Like, this has been a dream I've had. Like, that type of shit right there. That tells me that, you know, at the very least, you know, this guy's going to put his all into it and it's going to be accurate to the original. He said also, you know, concerning the CGI, he said there are also more challenges linked to this project with the critically hated Cats movie adaptation, showing the difficulties of creating accurate and realistic humanoid animal hybrids, which work much more effectively in animation. The Thundercats, you know, feature film project already has been gestating for several years, so it wouldn't be surprising, you know, if it takes a few more years before any physical footage, you know, ever comes to light. But there are also more challenges linked to the project, with that, and Wingard has spoken of his desire to lean heavily on CGI, but not as making the whole movie CGI, using CGI to accent and improve physical effects. So expect them to be, people in cat makeup with, maybe CGI, because how, like, okay, when you see someone with their face painted, how the eyelids, there's something, their lips, you can always tell inside their mouth, you can always tell that it's paint. Like, you can always tell that there's somewhere where that ends and their face begins. CGI can remove that link. It can fill your mouth with fangs. It can make your eye whatever it wants. It can do it can make your skin match the tone. It does everything that makeup can't do. So and that's why I want to see CGI.
You know why I always thought, remember Beauty and the Beast, where the TV show back in the 80s? I always thought that was like a way they could have done Lion-O back then. Yeah. I always thought, oh, why don't they make the Thundercats and use Beauty and the Beast character as the the basis for Lion-O or Jaga or even Groon, you know what I mean? The Destroyer.
Panthro is my favorite.
Yeah, Panthro. Yeah,
I want to see this. I want to get some super. Nah.
It's gonna be another rabbit hole, bro.
Yeah, I can't. But Super 7, I don't even want to get it. I'm mad at Super 7.
Cousin,
they're trash.
He's already into the Thundercats mix. Period. Like
it's very expensive. The Thundercats toys, very expensive, very very expensive, and that's the only reason I ain't fuck with them.
Shit,
because I would definitely have all the Thundercats if I could.
You got the Cat's Lair and the damn
car.
The Thunder. Tank. It's not the Thunder machine. It's called the Thunder.
It's a tank though. It's a tank,
Thunder
right?
Tank. Yeah, Thunder Tank.
Thunder tank.
Yeah. So he's heavy.
But
is
the technicality and visuals are the main issues, I think, that the director and this team need to make perfect, and iron out. But it will be also important to develop, a strong story, of course, that allows the movie to be its own entity and also pay homage to the original series, but have something that we can build on and make sequels to and get into and care about the characters. If it's done right, it can be a really great story, because Thundercats was a great fucking story. If it's done poorly, like his other movie Death Note, I'm not. So, but he didn't write a essay talking about he's fucking been wanting to make a Death Note movie his whole life and all of this. So it's fine.
Yeah.
But whether Thundercats, whether the script is going to happen at this point still kind of remains to be seen, if it's going to come out. But its fruition will depend on the script that Wingard and his collaborator Simon Barrett can produce. The budget for Warner Brothers might provide them with, kind of a guideline, how they need to realize their vision, based on the budget. But for now, the franchise continues to endure with 3 animated shows. There's a brand new comic book going on right now that's super great. There's video games, Thundercats games and shit. So hopefully the movie will just, come out and be the icing on that cake.
Yeah. The first casting will be Liam Neeson as Jaga.
That is dope. That is dope.
That's what I would say would be Jaga, because Jaga didn't have too many real action stuff, because we know Liam Neeson is up in his age. But his voice alone, that voice is just like, one of those elder voices. Either him or Morgan Freeman.
Like Morgan Freeman. I was gonna say Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, him and Morgan Freeman, they got the elder voices.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man. Shoot, man. It's about that time.
Yeah, man.
We just hit 9. Whoa.
Yeah, man.
So is this going to be the new early format? The 6 o'clock joint? Is that moving forward? Would that be something that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Keep it in on my radar. You know, that way I can say, hey,
yeah, I think so, because that way I can get, you know, that way we could get off a 2-3 hour show and I can still be done by 9. So
yeah, I dig it. Yeah.
oh yeah.
Man. But it's great. You know, I popped in late because I was like, oh shit, they started at 6. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, I text you though. I did
I was dead sleep, man. I did my market thing again today. So, you know.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
Yeah, because I came back home and went right to sleep so I can get up for 7 to get down, you know, instead of falling asleep on camera.
Yeah.
You know, so but yeah, for you know what it's worth, man. It was a dope show, man. Shout out to everybody, man.
Yeah, man. We appreciate it. But yeah, we had some good topics, man. We got pretty deep into DC and chopped it up with, you know, with the boys. Talked about Penguin, talked about Joker, talked about the DCU. We definitely got into some comics and unboxings and
dope,
it was good. It was good. Trying to think if there's any figures y'all haven't seen.
All right, Reno, I'm gonna say this on camera, bro.
Monday, we're gonna do a whole. I got the Avengers. We're gonna unbox Monday. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm getting out of classifieds, bro.
What?
Yeah, man, I'm going full steam O-ring.
Well, holler at me because I need your mind bender. I need a couple of your joints.
All right, we will definitely talk, my brother. That's why I'm hitting you up and stuff like that, because I know you were inquiring about certain figures from me.
Oh, hell yeah, dog.
Beforehand. And then I gotta chop it up with Stu too and see what he needs before I make the ultimate trades. I need to acquire my O-ring. Yeah.
You know what I figured out? What I'm gonna do. Do you know anyone that you know how they reprint, like how they make like card backs, but they make like new ones?
Yeah.
But it's like an O-ring card back, but it's like a recreation.
Yeah.
You know anyone that makes those?
There's a guy that is called the is it Island Viper on YouTube, and that's what he
not
does.
Viper Island, is it?
No, not Viper Island. Island Viper is a bald-headed dude.
He's a
white dude, bald-headed. He buys and sells and stuff like that, and he has his own packaging and stuff like that, like what you're looking for. Like he has the card backs and stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you check him out on YouTube. I don't know his Instagram or anything like that, but I'll get that information. I'll pass it to you.
No, because what I want to do, my original idea was to have the classifieds, and then like I would get Copperhead, and I would get the O-ring Copperhead figure, and I would have them, you know, displayed together.
Yeah, both in the what you call clamshell with the back of board, right?
Nah, just have both figures standing next to each other on the shelf. That was my original idea, but I realized these fucking O-ring figures cost more than the classified figures. That's just going to be a fortune if I tried to get every one of these classifieds in O-rings. It's going to cost a shit ton of money. So what I thought of is I'll get the O-ring card backs reprinted because that's not that expensive. Yeah. I could probably get them $10 a lot.
We can probably do it ourselves. I'll just measure out things and I can design it and we can get
but it would be
on hard card back.
Yeah.
And get it done that way. We can do that.
Okay. Yeah, because that's my alternate, that's my secondary idea, man. I'm gonna just have I have, you know, Copperhead will be standing here and right behind him will be the O-ring card back for Copperhead.
Yeah. It can be
done. Yeah, that's what I want to do.
We can do that.
But yeah, we definitely will talk.
Yeah, yep.
But all right, y'all, man, be safe, man, and like I said, come back Monday. We're gonna do the unboxing of the new Avengers, Marvel Legends Avengers. I got like the whole squad. I got like Falcon and Thor and, you know, Captain America and Black Panther, and we got Iron Man, we got Hawkeye, we got Black Widow, Vision. I think we got them all, man.
I'm gonna live vicariously through you on that, man. I got rid of them joints. I got my
You ain't got no Marvel Legends left?
No, bro. All gone.
I'm trying to find a Professor X in the yellow chair. is when I really need. And
I had made the mega deal for my my Terror Drone, my Terror Dome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had to do it because dude, he wanted all the Marvel Legends. I was like,
Man.
I had to do it, man. I had to pull that because that's one of my grails. Yeah, I had to have it, man. It
I
was
feel you.
Some fiend and shit. You should have seen me. I was scratching, itching, like, yo, I need that.
Need that Terror Dome, man. Let me get that Terror Dome,
because that was one of the main things I wanted when I was little, and my mother never had the chance to get it for me.
Right.
Father, you know what I'm saying? So now that I got it now, I can rest easy knowing that I accomplished what I always wanted.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely,
Incomplete, man.
Wow, really?
Yeah, man. Hoses, everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's real. See, now that's something.
Yeah,
that's something. Well, yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, there's a bunch of classified figures that you have that I need. And I don't know, I can't trade you obviously classified figures for it. I mean, I don't have O-rings, but we'll figure something out.
Definitely figure some shit out, man.
Yeah,
you'll definitely get them way cheaper than online.
At very least. Yeah.
Do it that way, man. So
yeah.
That's
all right, man. yeah, we'll talk. But everybody, man, come back Monday. Like I said, big unboxing. We have a dope show as always. Have a good, safe weekend, man. Be safe and hang out with your kids and your family and all that good stuff, man. And we'll see you Monday, 7 p.m. every Saturday, every Monday, live. Peace.
Peace.